It's Tuesday, June 23rd. Today on Your Morning Atlantic. Shrinking dollars, inflation, bumping up the cost of living. Your top news headlines just ahead.
And summer must-dos in New Brunswick. We'll get great suggestions for things to see and experience around that province. That's in our second hour.
Plus, school's out for the summer. East Coast mommy content creator Gina Bell will share fun and easy ways to celebrate and mark the end of the school year. That's a little later in the show. All that and so much more just ahead on the Tuesday edition of Your Morning Atlantic.
Good morning. Come on in. Just cresting upon 6:01 on this Tuesday, June 23rd. And yeah, our first full Tuesday in summertime. I am hearing about people's plans for vacation and look, talking to my family. It feels like summer's flying by and it just began.
I know.
I know. I want to soak up the sun, though it sounds like we're not going to be getting too much sun today. But yeah, the countdown's on. I mean, for New Brunswick students, summer vacation already happening. This is the first full week. It's the start of it. For Nova Scotia and students in PEI, this is really essentially the last week of school. Do you know when they have the odd day where the last day of school, it's like 2 hours? Yeah. I mean, that is technically on Monday, at least speaking for the Halifax area, but spoiler alert, we're not sending our son. We're already me on vacation.
I think they have to have a certain number of days in order to make the, like, because of different holidays and such, they have to have a certain number of school days, so this is how they work it out. Anyway, I leave that to the people for whom that is their responsibility. For me, I'll just be happy to report the school is winding down or done, and it's definitely feeling like summer. I thought the weather was beautiful yesterday. Lots of sunshine, a little bit of a breeze to keep things cool. What are we looking at today, Latavia?
Well, soak is the key word today.
Oh,
We're in
okay.
for soaking. Yes, we have rain moving in, starting off a little bit later this morning for all three maritime provinces, going to move west to east today. So we are going to see another cool down as well.
Okay.
All right, so have those rain jackets handy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Maybe even rain pants.
Oh, for sure, and lots of
it's
extra
that
time
like rain pants. We're into rain pants. Okay, so we're with like a significant rain. Okay, good to know. We're replenishing the water table.
Absolutely, yeah, exactly, right? So just keep this in mind when you are heading out. Not seeing shower activity for much of the maritime region as of yet, but we do have a cloudy start to the day. It's quite beautiful over in Brookvale early this morning, and it is a warm start to the day as well. 13 degrees in your area as of right now. Also 13 in Charlottetown, 12 degrees starting off your day in Halifax with 14 in Fredericton, 13 degrees this morning in Labrador City, and 7 degrees in St. John's, Newfoundland. We have now seen that frost advisory end early this morning. Here's a look at our satellite and radar. You can see this system starting to move in for the southern region of Nova Scotia into the southwestern region of New Brunswick, starting off with rain for those areas. Other areas looking at a cloudy, a bit foggy start to the day. We are going to see some sunshine in the forecast before this system makes its way over to Prince Edward Island and Cape Breton Island. Newfoundland and Labrador also going to see some sunshine throughout your day today. Here's a look at the current wind situation across the maritime region. Will continue to pick up into the afternoon. As of right now, though, 15 kilometers per hour in Charlottetown and Moncton, 13 in Halifax and North Cape, also into Edmundston, and no wind gusts to report at this time. We'll take a look at your forecast coming up, but first a look at your local news with Amanda.
Thank you, Latavia. The spending watchdog for the region's largest city has referred some spending issues from the mayor's office to the police. The AG says 4 specific transactions in Andy Fillmore's office were examined for compliance at the request of unnamed HRM management. Andrew Atherton says 2 invoices for legal services were submitted and paid despite not being authorized by the municipal solicitor. The report says Fillmore paid those back once notified to do so. In addition, 2 procurements for consulting services for the mayor's office did not follow competitive processes. One was for HR services worth about $90,000, and the second was $14,000 for speech writing. Although not compliant with policy, the AG noted the services were received. Still, he didn't leave it there, turning the matter over to Halifax Police, who passed it on to our CMP. CTV News reached out to Mayor Fillmore's office for a response Monday, and we received this statement. The mayor's office fully cooperated with the Auditor General during this audit, and I accept the report's conclusion. These transactions occurred during a period of significant transition for both the mayor's office and senior HRM administration, including the first mayoral change in more than a decade. While the Auditor General did not make any recommendations as a result of their audit, residents reasonably expect that all involved bodies follow HRM policies. That is why, as noted in the report, additional staff training has taken place to ensure future compliance. Police in Cape Breton are investigating reports of shots being fired at a home in Glace Bay. Cape Breton Regional Police say they received a complaint Sunday night at 10 p.m. No one was hurt. Police believe it was an isolated incident with no risk to public safety, but they are trying to determine the ownership of a dark-colored four-door Cadillac with wraparound taillights that was seen in the area. The Federal Competition Bureau is continuing its investigation into the use of property controls by Nova Scotia-based Empire Company Limited. Empire, based in Stellarton, is the parent company of several grocery chains, including Sobeys, IGA, Foodland, and others. Property controls are restrictions on the use of real estate that limit how a property can be used after it's sold, which can make it difficult for businesses to open new stores. The Bureau's investigation into Sobeys and Loblaw's locations in Halifax started in 2024, and it announced Monday that it has obtained court orders seeking information about the scope of Empire's practices across the country. You'll be paying less for diesel on Prince Edward Island this morning. Starting with the price of gas, it remains unchanged, resting at a minimum price of $77.6 a liter. Meantime, diesel dropped by 1.7 cents overnight. The minimum price now $2 a liter. Statistics Canada's May inflation report found the national rate to be the highest level in more than 2 years. It was also mostly driven entirely by high fuel costs. CTV's Emma Convey has more.
The cost for a liter of gas remains expensive for Maritimers, an over 30% increase in the last year as of May, as the conflict in the Middle East keeps prices high.
It seems that it's just gone up and up, and it doesn't seem to be showing signs of stopping.
The latest inflation figures from Stats Canada found Canada's inflation jumped to 3.2% in May, up from 2.8% in April.
We've seen the dollar really weaken in the last few weeks, and that, of course, makes the price of everything that we bring in from abroad a little more expensive. So that's another concern, I think, for the central bank. Not great news overall here from this report from StatsCan today.
The report highlights Canada's biggest increases. Gasoline up 33.2%, energy up 22.2%, non-durable goods up 7.4%, and food up 4.3%. Not great news, according to Maritimers.
Because I have a kid growing up, like, here as well. Like, I want her to be able to have a job. I want her to be able to have her own car. I want her to be able to afford rent.
I feel lucky that I have a good job and affordable housing and everything, but it seems that in the last few years that's becoming less and less common for people. Emma
Convey, CTV News, Halifax.
Thank you, Emma. And that is your first look at your news headlines on this Tuesday morning.
Thank you, Amanda. Time to remind folks about FIFA. Of course, the World Cup's in full swing. So CTV TSN and Crave is your home for coverage of every game during the 5-week tournament. But a little reminder that it will impact our shows on certain days. So CTV News at 5 and CTV News at 6 may have to be moved to this station, CTV2, on certain days. So to find out when, scan that QR code or go to ctvnewsatlantic.ca to see the full list of dates. Now, we're not in, it is very hot in Europe these days.
Oh, so hot.
Yeah, I just wanted to show some images. Half of France is now under red alerts with an intense and widespread heat wave. It's left 49 of France's 96 regions under alert right now. Highs of more than 40 degrees Celsius are expected across parts of western France early this week, with the mercury expected to hit 40 in Bordeaux. 40, like that's before Humidex. Hundreds of schools have been shut down as a result, and there isn't much relief in sight because temperatures aren't expected to drop until the end of the week, and the heat's impacting the UK. There's rare warnings there, parts of England, Wales under intense heat warnings as well. So it has not been the case here. Oh gosh, that does look beautiful though. Wow.
Oh, that looks like a dream.
Wow.
Right.
Oh my goodness.
Wow. And also coming up in your health, we'll have more details about how that's impacting the health of people living in Europe.
Absolutely,
Excellent.
yeah.
Thank you, Amanda.
Yeah, very hot there. Okay, still ahead, we'll have a look at your national and international news headlines, and Latavia has a forecast for us. We don't have to worry about intense heat here today. It's the wet weather that's really making the headlines. Let's take a live look at Rotary Park in downtown Moncton this morning. A bit of a breeze there. The forecast is next.
Good morning and happy Tuesday. The time now is 6:13. Taking a live look at a beautiful sunny start to the day in Corner Brook. Currently at 9 degrees as you head outdoors, and sunshine will be sticking around throughout the day today before wet weather arrives into this evening. Weather is brought to you by Cummins Trusted Home Standby Generators. Quite a warm morning for much of Atlantic Canada. As of right now, it is 12 degrees starting off your day in Halifax with 8 currently in Sydney, 13 degrees in Charlottetown with 14 in Fredericton, 13 degrees this morning in Labrador City, and 8 degrees in St. John's, Newfoundland. Here's a look at our forecast timeline. Sunshine starts off the day for much of Newfoundland. We are going to see some sunny breaks for parts of all 3 maritime provinces early this morning, but we also have some wet weather moving in as well. So a chance of showers for parts of Labrador early on, and then into the maritime region, a bit of a cloudier, foggy start to the day for parts of the maritime region, and then into the southwestern region of New Brunswick. In the southern region of Nova Scotia, rain is beginning. Rain will continue to spread from west to east across all 3 maritime provinces. Into this afternoon, we start to see some wet weather move into Prince Edward Island, a chance of showers transitioning over to rain, and this rain will become at times heavy across New Brunswick. We do have a risk of thunderstorms into the afternoon, carrying into the evening as well for the maritime region, and then this precipitation will make its way over to Newfoundland into the overnight hours, carrying us into a very wet start to the day for Wednesday. Temperatures also expected to continue to cool down. If you're wondering about precipitation totals, we are going to see accumulation from this system. Heaviest for New Brunswick being 30 to 40 millimeters for the central and southern region of the province. Into Nova Scotia, heaviest being around 20 to 30 millimeters for mainland Nova Scotia into the eastern region as well, and 10 to 20 millimeters expected across Prince Edward Island. Looking at around 5 to 10 millimeters into Labrador City from now until early Wednesday morning, and 2 to 5 millimeters for parts of Newfoundland. For our forecast today for New Brunswick, daytime highs will range from 16 degrees in Grand Manan up to 20 degrees in Bathurst. We are going to see rain move in, at times heavy across the province with the risk of thunderstorms. Wind also picking up out of the southeast, 20 gusting to 40 kilometers per hour. For Prince Edward Island, highs between 16 degrees in Surrey up to 19 in Tignish. We are going to start off with cloudy skies, a chance of showers, transitions over to rain into the afternoon. Pretty light wind across the province today. For Cape Breton, eastern Nova Scotia, daytime highs will range from 14 to 21 degrees, being the warmest in the Shetticamp today. A chance of showers starts off the day. Rain arrives into the late afternoon and evening, and also seeing a risk of thunderstorms for eastern Nova Scotia. For the rest of Nova Scotia, highs will range from 15 degrees in Halifax up to 20 degrees in Digby. Looking at rain moving in, a risk of thunderstorms, wind gusts getting up to 40. For Labrador City, 20 degrees today with mainly cloudy skies, showers and a risk of thunderstorms into the afternoon, with 17 degrees into St. John's, Newfoundland. Lots of sunshine throughout your day, evening rain. That's a look at your weather forecast. Going to throw things over to Amanda.
Investigators are searching for a motive behind yesterday's shooting in Montreal that left 3 people dead and another seriously injured. Witness video captured gunfire from the shooting that claimed the lives of a Montreal police officer and a civilian. A second officer was injured and remains in stable condition in hospital. The suspected shooter also died in the incident. CTV's French sister station obtained a manifesto reportedly left in the suspect's hotel room. Investigators said the document was more than 100 pages long and outlined views against women and Western society. It appears the first round of peace talks between the U.S. and Iran have wrapped up on a positive note. Mediators say they've made, quote, encouraging progress. Iran says sanctions on that country's oil have been waived and some of its frozen assets were released. Qatar and Pakistan say a high-level committee has agreed to a roadmap for reaching a final deal in 60 days. U.S. Vice President J.D. Vance said the talks created a good foundation for a successful final deal and that Iran has agreed to invite international nuclear inspectors back into the country. Canada's Industry Minister Melanie Joly was in Japan following a trip to China. In both countries, electric vehicles for the Canadian market were on the agenda. CTV's Judy Trin has more details.
While in China, the industry minister met with electric vehicle makers BYD, Chery, Geely, and Shanghai Launch. The companies want more access to the Canadian market, so Melanie Joly pitched manufacturing the vehicles in Canada.
There's a reckoning in the auto sector that you have to build where you sell. And so based on that, these are the conditions to enter a market.
Joly says she was clear that the operations had to be joint ventures, abide by Canadian labor standards, use Canadian parts, and protect user data. Right now, only 49,000 Chinese EVs are allowed into Canada, but there's concern from Japanese automakers.
Chinese vehicle is very nice. Exterior, interior technology is amazing and also very good price. So I think it's very difficult for us to fight.
2 months ago, Honda halted a planned expansion in Alliston, Ontario to make EVs. The company's Canadian president, Dave Jamieson, blamed U.S. tariff exposure, but also rising competition from low-cost, state-subsidized, non-market-oriented producers.
We're not putting any business in jeopardy. I reject that premise. We are offering the best technologies to Canadians while protecting 500,000 auto workers. And so we want to make sure that we increase the manufacturing footprint of Canada.
Joly did meet with Honda officials while in Japan. During the interview, she hinted that good news is coming for the company's plant in Alliston, Ontario, but she didn't elaborate when asked if a shelved expansion was going ahead. Judy Trin, CTV News, Tokyo.
And the vacancy on the Supreme Court of Canada is set to be filled. Manitoba's Chief Justice of the King's Royal Bench, Glenn Joyal, has been nominated. He's been in his current role since 2011. Prime Minister Mark Carney says Joyal has demonstrated the integrity, experience, and judgment required of the Supreme Court. He replaces Justice Sheila Martin, who retired in May. A second break here. When we return, we will have your business headlines and your must-see moment from TSN. Your Morning Atlantic. We'll be right back. Please stay with us.
Move Mornings with Aaron and Peter. Weekday mornings on Move 100. The most fun in the morning. And home of the $1,000 minute. Only on Move 100 Halifax.
We love our national parks and historic sites. A reminder that the Canada Strong Pass allows you to visit those places for free this summer.
Yes.
You don't even need a pass.
There you go.
Just show up and enter. Okay, it's 6:24. Time now to check in with our friends at TSN Sports Center for today's must-see moment.
Hello there, Adam Scully with you inside the Sports Center newsroom with your must-see moment from Monday. For that, we'll head to the World Cup. Argentina, Austria, as Lionel Messi breaks the all-time men's World Cup goals record with number 17. He'd score 18 later in the match to pass Marta, setting the all-time record among both men and women. And that is your must-see moment from Monday. Today on TSN, we've got more action from the FIFA World Cup as Portugal takes on Uzbekistan. It all starts at 12:45 p.m. Eastern across the TSN network. That's all for now from the Sports Center newsroom. Have a great day.
This TSN must-see moment brought to you by J.R. Rahe's Furniture and Appliances.
Now for your business headlines from our colleagues over at BNN.
The big reason is still gas prices, which in May spiked 33% year over year. The Iran conflict also led to higher jet fuel costs, which showed up in May. And then there were groceries. The cost of fresh vegetables rose 9%, with a big move up for tomatoes. The price of fresh fruit also moved up over 5%. The memory chip shortages also put pressure on the prices of computer equipment and supplies. Here are the closing numbers for the day. The Canadian dollar's up to 70.62. West Texas Intermediate down to 74.82. Western Canadian Select up 15 cents to 62.45. And the TSX gained 144 points today. Those are your business headlines. I'm Marilla Fernandez.
Taking a look at our 3-day forecast, way below seasonal today at 16 degrees for your daytime high. We're looking at rain moving in across the province with a risk of thunderstorms. On Wednesday, a mix of sun and clouds, scattered showers, and a risk of thunderstorms returns into the afternoon, warming back up to 23 degrees on Thursday as well, with sunshine returning. For Nova Scotia, 19 degrees today. Scattered showers start off the day, transitions over to rain with a risk of thunderstorms. 19 degrees on Wednesday with wet weather continuing across the province. And then on Thursday, sunshine returns with a high of 22. For Prince Edward Island, 18 degrees today with rain, and we're expecting wet weather to continue midweek on Wednesday. On Thursday, looking at cloudy skies with a high of 17. The time now is 6:27. Make sure to stick with us. Your Morning Atlantic will be right back after this.
Coming up this half hour, the Move Morning Chat. Today we're keeping it local. We want to know what local business you'd spend all your money on if you could. Our answers are going to be in about 15 minutes on Your Morning Atlantic.
Good morning, Atlantic, Canada. We're so happy that you could join us. Amanda, Crystal, and Latavia with you. And we're so happy that you dedicate some of your time to spend time with us in the morning. We appreciate your business.
We do. Oh, gosh.
We love highlighting local businesses around here.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely one of my favorite parts of this job. Definitely.
You were at our friends at Kent yesterday, too.
I was.
That's to come.
I do enjoy Kent.
Later, yeah. But, yeah, we're going to have those conversations where if we could spend all our money at one local business, where would it be and why? Or maybe we already do spend all of our money there.
That we do.
Depends.
Well, you may want to go purchase a good raincoat today, from what I'm hearing from you, Latavia.
Yeah, and shout out to this Live Eye in Lunenburg that we have, because there's a really lovely gift shop there. And it's great for like local items if you want.
Oh yeah.
And I met last time I was there a few weeks ago. I met an employee there who watches the show every morning as well.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah. Top of my head, I can't remember the name of that shop, the gift shop, but it's right next to the museum there.
Awesome.
Blue Nose Drive. Just off to the right.
Right in this neck of the woods.
Yes. And it is a cloudy, foggy start to the day. Something to keep in mind when you are heading out. Rain on the way. As you can see over there, roads are already wet. We are going to see, because we had showers last night for parts of the region, we are going to see some heavier rainfall move in right across all three maritime provinces today. As of right now, it is 12 degrees in Halifax, 14 starting off your day in Yarmouth, as well as into Fredericton, 15 degrees in Edmonton, 13 starting off your day in Labrador City, and 10 degrees over in Gander. Here's a look at that system forming warming starting off into the southwestern region of New Brunswick. The southern region of Nova Scotia will start to spread, as I mentioned, west to east right across all three maritime provinces throughout the day today. There is also a risk of thunderstorms this afternoon. And then for Newfoundland and Labrador, also going to start off the day for Labrador, a chance of showers. Newfoundland seeing lots of sunshine before precipitation makes its way over to you. In terms of the wind forecast, it's going to be a bit breezy into the afternoon. As of right now, sustained wind 15 kilometers per hour in Charlottetown and Halifax, as well as into Canso. We're looking at 13 in Yarmouth and Edmonton. No wind gusts to report at this time. We'll take another look at your long-range forecast just ahead, but first a look at your local news with Amanda.
Statistics Canada's May inflation report found the national rate to be the highest level in more than 2 years, and it was driven almost entirely by high fuel costs. The cost for a liter of gas remains expensive for Maritimers, an over 30% increase in the last year as of May. That's as the conflict in the Middle East keeps prices high. The latest inflation figures from StatsCan found Canada's inflation jumped to 3.2% in May, up from 2.8% in April.
We've seen the dollar really weaken in the last few weeks, and that, of course, makes the price of everything that we bring in from abroad a little more expensive. So that's another concern, I think, for the central bank. Not great news overall here from this report from StatsCan today.
The report highlights Canada's biggest increases: gasoline up 33.2%, energy up 22.2%, non-durable goods up 7.4%, and food up 4.3%. After unprecedented growth, fewer people are moving to New Brunswick and more are moving out. New Brunswick's estimated population is over 500 people, lower than the same time last year. It's not just New Brunswick. The senior researcher for the Atlantic Economic Council says the whole country is experiencing population declines due to federal immigration cuts. He says while that will improve vacancy rates, it will also put pressure on the labor force in the Atlantic region.
It's definitely something we're very concerned about. We have an older population here in Atlantic Canada than the rest of the country.
He expects the population will begin to rise again in a few quarters, but not at the same rate as in previous years. Police in Cape Breton are investigating reports of shots being fired at a home in Glace Bay. Cape Breton Regional Police say they received a complaint Sunday night at 10 p.m. No one was injured. Police believe it was an isolated incident with no risk to public safety, but they are trying to determine the ownership of a dark-colored four-door Cadillac with wraparound tail lights that was seen in the area. You will be paying less for diesel on Prince Edward Island this morning. Starting with the price of gas, it remains unchanged. It rests at a minimum price of $1.77.6 a liter. Meantime, diesel dropped by 1.7 cents overnight. The minimum price now $2 a liter. One of North America's fastest growing ports has a new facility, making it even more attractive for businesses. CTV's Avery McRae has more on a cold storage hub that could be a hot commodity.
The doors are opening for new opportunities at Port St. John.
It really helps us build a sustainable business model in the future.
A year after breaking ground, Americold has opened their new import-export hub on the St. John Harbor. By July, the shelves in this more than 200,000 square foot cold storage facility will be filled. On them will be mostly frozen food products like potatoes, vegetables, and seafood.
It will really be used to both support the export of goods that are manufactured in Canada to places like Europe and Australia and South America, as well as for the import of product from those same trade lanes.
Americold CEO Rob Chambers says the facility is a first of its kind worldwide to combine the company's cold storage operations with the highly touted container terminal operations of DP World and the connection with big rail lines like CPKC.
It allows for product to be imported and exported directly into Port St. John rather than having to maybe come in to, say, the Port of Philadelphia and then have to go through all the type of cross-border customs-related processes. It's a solution that should be faster, it should be cheaper, it should be greener than anything else that was available previously.
Port St. John says the new facility adds tremendous value to the growing gateway as Canada continues to look for new trading markets outside of the United States.
We really view it as a long-term play, and that it can be another tool to attract a container line that doesn't necessarily call on St. John today.
The facility brings with it upwards of 100 new jobs to the waterfront. Next on the port's list is a variety of projects they hope will be made possible through Ottawa's Trade Diversification Corridors Fund. That includes upgrades to the over 5,000 square feet of the port's existing warehouses, as well as a widening and deepening of the channel coming into the harbor to allow for bigger vessels. Avery McCrae, CTV News, St. John.
Thank you so much, Avery, for that report. Very cool, cold storage is huge.
Yes.
I know. Okay, time for a story about the Fab Four. All right?
Fab Four.
It's not the Beatles. It's cuter than the Beatles, but sort of the Beatles. All right, here it is.
All right.
4 capybara pups born in Jerusalem's biblical zoo are named after the Beatles, namely John, Paul, George, and Ringo. Wasn't that cute? The zoo showed these images of 3 males and 1 female. She's Ringo. They're enjoying lettuce. They're enjoying sand and dirt. They're just enjoying being cute, and they were born. They will actually grow. They're born recently. They're going to grow to be more than 4 feet long, about 1.2 meters long. They're going to weigh well north of 100 pounds or 45 kilograms. But right now, they're just cute little lettuce eaters. And I know I've just never seen baby capybaras before, so I really wanted to embrace this opportunity to show them.
They love lettuce, apparently.
Aren't they cute?
I want to listen to that ASMR of them just chewing the lettuce.
I know. Anyway, there they are, the Fab Four.
Oh, right. Well, speaking of entertainment, still ahead we will have your top headlines from Hollywood. Latavia also has the wet forecast, and also coming up next we have the Move Morning Chat. And we're giving a big shout out to local. We want to know which local business has your loyalty and would have most of your money if it could. That conversation's up next.
Good morning and welcome back. The time now is 6:42, taking a live look at a sunny start to the day in Bedeque. 9 degrees early this morning. We do have a chance of showers starting off your day and then transitions over to rain into the late afternoon. So we are going to see a warm up starting off the day as temperatures continue to rise, but for our daytime highs will be cooler than usual. As of right now, 12 degrees in Halifax with 14 in Yarmouth. 14 degrees also starting off your day in Fredericton, 13 in Charlottetown, 11 degrees in Happy Valley Goose Bay, 9 currently in Corner Brook. Here's a look at your forecast timeline. Sunshine across much of Newfoundland early this morning. We are seeing a bit of sunshine for parts of the Maritime region, but for the most part, it is cloudy and foggy starting off your day. We have rain starting to move in for parts of New Brunswick, specifically into the southwestern region of the province, into the southern region of Nova Scotia. This system will continue to spread from west to east across all 3 maritime provinces into this afternoon. We start to see precipitation move in for parts of Prince Edward Island. We'll continue to spread across Prince Edward Island and into Cape Breton Island this evening. We will also see this system make its way over to Newfoundland, bringing rain into the overnight hours there. If you're wondering about precipitation totals, we are going to see accumulation with this system. At its heaviest, looking at around 30 to 40 millimeters for the central and southern region of New Brunswick, 20 to 30 millimeters for parts of mainland Nova Scotia into the eastern region as well, and 10 to 20 millimeters across Prince Edward Island. For Labrador City, looking at 5 to 10 millimeters and only seeing 2 to 5 millimeters for parts of Newfoundland. For our forecast today for New Brunswick, daytime highs will range from 16 degrees in Grand Manan up to 20 degrees in Bathurst. We are going to see rain, at times heavy, with a risk of thunderstorms across the province today. Wind also picking up out of the southeast, 20 gusting to 40. For Prince Edward Island, showers start off your day, a chance of showers at least. Periods of rain start to move in this afternoon with daytime highs between 16 degrees in Surrey up to 19 degrees in Tignish. Pretty light wind across the island today. For Cape Breton, eastern Nova Scotia, daytime highs will range from 14 degrees up to 21 in Cheticamp. We're looking at a chance of showers starting off your day, a rain into the afternoon with a risk of thunderstorms for eastern Nova Scotia. And then for the rest of Nova Scotia, we are looking at rain moving in and also seeing a risk of thunderstorms. Daytime highs between 15 degrees in Halifax, up to 20 degrees in Digby. Wind gusts getting up to 40. Labrador City, we are going to see 20 degrees for your daytime high today. Mainly cloudy skies as showers arrive into the afternoon with a risk of thunderstorms. 20 degrees for St. John's, Newfoundland, 17, and lots of sunshine throughout your day. So for a forecast on Wednesday, we are going to start off the day with some wet weather. Rain will transition over to a chance of showers, begin to clear out for Thursday when sunshine returns. That's a look at your weather forecast. Going to throw things over to the Move Morning Chat.
Well, that sound means it's the Move Morning Chat with our friends Aaron and Peter from Move Mornings in Halifax. We love to support local. So we figure we would ask, what's a local business you would spend all your money on if you could? Aaron, let's start with you.
Oh my gosh, I have a problem with Bud the Spud here in Halifax. And I said to Peter this morning, I said, if I could spend all of my money at Bud the Spud, I actually would. If you're not familiar with Bud the Spud, they've been around for years. Iconic. A fantastic food truck. And in the summertime, they're parked outside of Nine Locks on Waverly Road in Dartmouth. And I am obsessed. They have the best smash burgers. They have one called the Magnificent, which I always get, and it's supposed to taste kind of like a Big Mac. It is so good. I'm there way too often. Anytime we're driving by, I'm like, the Spud, gotta go. So that's my issue. I would give them all of my money if I could.
Sure. Also, I've mentioned, I think, on Your Morning Atlantic before that I can't pass a yard sale without looking over and seeing what the heck is in there. And I must say that I cannot pass an antique store or a pawn shop or a collectible place, anything without taking a look inside. And so I'm going to call out one called Finer Things, and it's on Quinpool Road in Halifax. And I just love going in there. I mean, when it comes down to that sort of thing, to antiques and to collectibles, you want it to be very local. I mean, that's the only time it really means anything to you in many ways, if you like that sort of thing. And Finer Things is a great spot to find local antiques. So any antique store really, or collectible store, but that one in particular is a place that can have all my money.
Noted.
No problem.
Listen, we are all birds of a feather because I remember when Bud the Spud was outside the old library for years. Now on Waverly Road, you can't miss it. So I'm glad you mentioned that. I too like to buy secondhand. We mentioned this on the show before, but I got to tell you, I spend quite a bit of money at Guy's Frenchies.
Yes.
So does Latavia. I love it. Talk about like a maritime institution in terms of local businesses that really stand the test of time and are still popular. In fact, I was just in Oromocto last week, and on the way there, on the way back, it was just me. So I stopped by 5. I went to Truro, Amherst, then I went to Oromocto, Moncton.
Oh, what a dream.
And Shediac. And
wow.
I must have purchased 5 pieces from each one. I had such a good time. In fact, when I came back, I was sending Latavia pictures of like, look at what I found.
I love it. Love it. I was going to say the exact same thing as you. So I'm going to throw it to another one. Mission Mart.
Oh, that's a good one.
Is a store that I often dabble in. Yeah, spend lots of money there. Not only does it give back to a great cause,
Souls Harbor Rescue.
Exactly. But also I find the perfect nautical maritime trinkets there. I'm very into big like coastal nautical decor. So for me, that's a win-win. Every time I go, I leave with another fisherman or a lobster trap or something for my house.
Wait.
I love it. I can't get enough.
That didn't sound right. Every time I go, I leave with another fisherman.
Well, you know.
Is Kyle with you when you're there?
Yeah, he allows me. So there you go.
That's good. That's good. Oh my gosh. Also, this is another thing about this is from Frenchies too. This is J. Crew.
I love it.
J. Crew from Frenchies. All right. So we're throwing the question to the viewers.
Yes.
What local business would you spend all your money at if you could? Send us a text at 10400. Let us know if you agree with our choices. If you have one that you want to shout out and suggest, we'll share your answers a little later.
The #1 morning show in Halifax. Turk, Megan, and Amateur Alex. And home to the biggest artists. Halifax's #1 hit music station. 101.3 Virgin Radio.
Good morning and welcome back. The time now is 6:53. We're going to keep the Move morning chat conversation going. We want to know, where do you like to go?
Okay, I would say this counts as a local business. Simon's, the department store.
Yes.
I love it. It's a Canadian company.
Yeah.
They opened their Halifax location, gosh, a couple years ago now. It's wonderful.
It's incredible.
I love that place. It's great. I love a department store. It has like the homewares department is so cute.
Oh, I was just going to say
they
that.
have great sales too. So I got a little welcome mat for my front door. It's so beautiful. It was under $20.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah,
I love their stuff.
I love their stuff. And the clothes are wonderful. I would happily spend all my money there because they do everything up all nicely when you buy things. And when you, like if you buy a pair of sunglasses, for example, they give you like a little case for it. Or if you buy some jewelry, you get a little velvet sack.
I bought recently from there, like last month, fish vase from them and like these fish candelabras. It was so cute and super cheap, which was surprising.
I know. There you go. Another shopping local and shopping in person, a delight.
Absolutely.
Truly a delight.
All right, now we're going to head over to Hollywood and take a look at your entertainment headlines.
Get ready for the next generation's Lilith Fair. Olivia Rodrigo has announced a new all-female music festival called Daisy Chain Fields, taking place August 29th in Irvine, California. The lineup includes Rodrigo, Chappell Roan, Doechii, and special guest Stevie Nicks. For more with Rodrigo, her interview with ABC's Diane Sawyer airs today on Good Morning America. ABC Audio has confirmed that Keanu Reeves is in talks to star in a new Lego film. Toy Story 4's Josh Cooley is set to direct the live-action animation hybrid.
Consider this a trial period. You're still under warranty.
We have our first look at Jenna Ortega in Clara and the Sun. The new film, adapted from the sci-fi book of the same name, also stars Amy Adams and Natasha Lyonne. Clara and the Sun lands in theaters on October 23rd. And happy birthday to Academy Award winner Frances McDormand, who is 69 today. And that's what's happening in Hollywood. Melissa Adon, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Happening now in local news, Statistics Canada's May inflation report found the national rate to be the highest level in more than 2 years, driven almost entirely by high fuel costs. Also happening, police in Cape Breton investigating reports of shots fired at a home in Glace Bay. No one was hurt, but police are still trying to determine the owner of a dark-colored four-door Cadillac that may be connected to the shooting. Plus, you'll be paying less for diesel on Prince Edward Island. We'll have those numbers just ahead in your local news headlines, but first is a look at the 3-day forecast with Latavia.
Thanks, Amanda. A bit of a wet day for New Brunswick. 16 degrees with rain moving in across the province. A risk of thunderstorms. 23 degrees on Wednesday. We are going to see sunshine return, but also a chance of showers will return into the afternoon. A risk of thunderstorms. And then on Thursday, sunny skies across the province, increasing cloudiness into the afternoon, leaving a mix of sun and cloud. For Nova Scotia, 19 degrees today, scattered showers, transitions over to rain, a risk of thunderstorms, and 19 degrees on Wednesday with periods of rain continuing across the province. And then on Thursday, sunshine returns with a mix of sun and cloud, warming up to 22 degrees. Prince Edward Island, 18 degrees today with rain across the island. Wet weather continues midweek on Wednesday with a high of 18, 17 degrees on Thursday with cloudy skies. Time now is 6:56. Make sure to stick with us. We'll be right back right after this.
It's Tuesday, June 23rd. Today on Your Morning Atlantic, shrinking dollars. Inflation is bumping up the cost of living. Details just ahead in your top news headlines.
And Truro Pride is celebrating 10 years. We'll chat with organizers about how the festival has evolved and how you can get involved in the celebrations this year. That and so much more coming up in the half hour that's ahead on Your Morning Atlantic.
Good morning, Atlantic Canada. Thank you so much for joining us on this Tuesday. Time now is 7 o'clock. It's going to be a bit of a wet day ahead. Warranted, though. We do need the precipitation in the forecast, but helping to cool things down as well.
I was talking to someone else last night too, saying it's been such a chilly late spring, early spring too, and now it's summer. Hopefully we'll get some nice warm temperatures eventually, though I know we do need the rain.
I know.
As well. We don't want it to get too dry out there.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a good point. Well,
maybe saving it for the summer, for when all the kids are out.
Yeah,
Yes,
for sure.
Yeah.
I find that when I'm dressed properly, the rain doesn't bother me as much.
Yeah.
So we'll get the raincoat on, maybe a cap.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Cap. I love
a little
it.
ball cap keeps the rain from getting on your face.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh,
Agree
yeah.
with you there.
If you don't have a raincoat, a cap is the next best thing.
You know what? When I was in Cavendish on Sunday, too, we had our friends from Kent brought us hats, right? Mine was still in the car. Thank goodness, because on Sunday I threw it on when we were outside doing some mini golf because it was so drizzly out there. My hair needed to be washed. I'm like, oh, this is just perfect. My husband goes, where did you get that from? It's nice.
Oh, yeah.
It's
a great hat.
from Kent, and I love all the hats, all the collection of the retro hats are great.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's protect from the rain, the sun, or just looking cool.
Exactly. Here's a live look at Fredericton starting off your day this morning. 14 degrees, not currently seeing precipitation in your area. Rain will spread across New Brunswick today, so keep that in mind. As Crystal mentioned, bring your rain gear and a lot for some extra time out on your commute a little bit later this morning. We are going to see a warm start to the day for much of Atlantic Canada. 12 degrees to start in Halifax, 14 in Yarmouth, with 13 degrees in Charlottetown, 11 degrees in Happy Valley Goose Bay, and 10 degrees over in Gander. Here's a look at that system currently issued into the southwestern region of New Brunswick, southern region of Nova Scotia, starting to see some precipitation move in. This system will continue to travel west to east across all three maritime provinces into the afternoon. Newfoundland and Labrador going to see precipitation as well for parts of Labrador. Newfoundland seeing sunshine before precipitation makes its way over this evening. And in terms of the wind forecast, starting off quite light, will continue to pick up into the afternoon. As of right now, 15 kilometers per hour in Charlottetown, Halifax, and Canso, 11 into Sydney, Moncton, and Fredericton. No wind gusts to report at this time. We'll take a look at your rainfall totals coming up, but first a look at your local news with Amanda.
The spending watchdog for the region's largest city has referred some spending issues from the mayor's office to the police. The AG says 4 specific transactions in Andy Fillmore's office were examined for compliance at the request of unnamed HRM management. Andrew Atherton says 2 invoices for legal services were submitted and paid despite not being authorized by the municipal solicitor. The report says Fillmore paid those back once notified to do so. In addition, 2 procurements for consulting services for the mayor's office did not follow competitive processes. One was for HR services worth about $90,000, and the second was $14,000 for speech writing. Although not compliant with policy, the AG noted the services were received. Still, he didn't leave it there, turning the matter over to Halifax Regional Police, who passed it on to RCMP. CTV News reached out to Mayor Fillmore's office for a response Monday and received this statement. The mayor's office fully cooperated with the Auditor General during this audit, and I accept the report's conclusion. These transactions occurred during a period of significant transition for both the mayor's office and senior HRM administration, including the first mayoral change in more than a decade. While the Auditor General did not make any recommendations as a result of their audit, residents reasonably expect that all involved bodies follow HRM policies. That is why, as noted in the report, additional staff training has taken place to ensure future compliance. Police in Cape Breton are investigating reports of shots being fired at a home in Glace Bay. Cape Breton police say they received a complaint Sunday night at 10 p.m. No one was hurt. Police believe it was an isolated incident with no risk to public safety, but they are trying to determine the owner of a dark-colored 4-door Cadillac with wraparound taillights that was seen in the area. You'll be paying less for diesel on Prince Edward Island, and the same for gas. Beginning with the price for gas, it remains unchanged, resting at a minimum price of $1.77.6 a liter. Meantime, diesel dropped by 1.7 cents overnight. The minimum price, now $2 a liter. And Statistics Canada's May inflation report found the national rate to be the highest level in more than 2 years, driven almost entirely by high fuel costs. The cost for a liter of gas remains expensive for Maritimers, an over 30% increase in the last year as of May, as the conflict in the Middle East keeps prices high. The latest inflation figures from StatsCan found Canada's inflation jumped to 3.2% in May, up from 2.8% in April.
We've seen the dollar really weaken in the last few weeks. And that, of course, makes the price of everything that we bring in from abroad a little more expensive. So that's another concern, I think, for the central bank. Not great news overall here from this report from StatsCan today.
The report highlights Canada's biggest increases: gasoline up 33.2%, energy up 22.2%, non-durable goods up 7.4%, and food up 4.3%. It may be back to the future for a container ship in the port of Halifax right now. In an age of growing fuel costs, the vessel is taking a page from the past, using sails to help it travel. A similar ship uses 13 to 15 tons of fuel a day. The Neoline Origin only burns through 1.5 tons.
Sometimes we're going to be using only the sail, and sometimes we're going to do the navigation on a hybrid mode. We're going to use a little bit of the engine if there's not enough wind to move us sailing forward.
Twice by day, sometimes four times by day, we change the route in order to optimize our course and our speed.
The 136-meter-long vessel can carry up to 5,000 tons of cargo. It travels between mainland France, Baltimore, Saint-Pierre-et-Miquelon, and now Halifax. There are also a dozen cabins on board who want to experience the trip. We're going to take a trip to Munich now. A sausage dog race outside the city drew more than 100 participants, according to organizers, who described the sausage dogs as naturally stubborn but incredibly loyal. Cheered on by their owners and lured with treats or favorite toys, the Dachshunds, known in Germany as Dackel, raced down lanes set up on a golf course, ears flying as they ran. This year marked the second running of the Dackel Open.
The Dackels.
And as Crystal would say, this is just a great excuse to show some animals.
Indeed. Indeed, it makes me think of my mom and her Dachshunds.
She's got some Dachshunds,
yeah.
Eh?
Beatrice and Jimmy Dean.
Beatrice and Jimmy Dean.
Such cute names.
They're cute.
Cutest name.
Cute. Look at him go. Look at that rip.
He's like, give me that ball. I got it.
Relay of sorts. Oh, look at the markings there.
Oh, gorgeous.
So beautiful.
My grandparents loved Dachshunds. They had, most recent one was Jax, but the one growing up for me was named Sasha.
Oh,
Sasha.
how nice. They are, in my experience, they are stubborn, but very, very loyal.
Very loyal.
Yeah.
It can be a pretty intense guard dog sometimes.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on to dogs. And we love it when you send us your videos. Today we get a very cute puppy with astonishing strength thanks to our viewers. So check out Jack, a little 9-week-old Saint Bernoufi. That's a Saint Bernard Newfoundlander mix. He's 20 pounds already. That is a 2.5-pound dumbbell in his jaws.
He's gonna be a big boy.
He's lifting it up and playing with it like a dog toy.
What?
I know. We want to thank Greg and Wendy Andrea for sharing this cute video. Jack, holy moly, you are one strong pup.
Oh, and so fluffy.
And so cute. 9 weeks. Oh my gosh.
Cute.
Oh my gosh, those Berner Newfoundland mixes like boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, they're huge.
Every week.
Beautiful dogs.
Beautiful.
Saint Bernoufi. He's not the cutest thing you've ever heard in your life. Oh my gosh. Okay, reminder time. FIFA World Cup is happening now, of course. CTV, TSN, and Crave are your home for coverage of every game during the tournament. But a little reminder that on certain days, CTV News at 5, CTV News at 6, those newscasts will move to this station. The link through the QR code or at ctvnewsatlantic.ca has the exact details. Tomorrow might be one of those days where it's impacted because Canada's playing at 4 p.m. Atlantic time.
Oh, that's a good point.
I will check that out to be sure, but yeah, on occasion, this will happen.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, still ahead.
Yes.
We agree. Still ahead, we have more deeper look at the inflation impact in Canada in your national news headlines, but Latavia has the latest look. A very wet Tuesday forecast. But you know what they say? It's always a great day at White Point. How much rain? Latavia has the details next.
Happy Tuesday and welcome back. The time now is 7:14, taking a live look at St. John, New Brunswick. 13 degrees to start your day. We are expecting rain, at times heavy, and a risk of thunderstorms, so keep that in mind when you are heading out early this morning. Weather is brought to you by Cummins Trusted Home Standby Generators. A warm start to the day for much of Atlantic Canada. As of right now, it is 13 degrees in Halifax, 10 starting off your day in Sydney, 14 degrees in Charlottetown as well as into Fredericton, 15 degrees right now in Labrador City, and 10 degrees starting off your day in St. John's, Newfoundland. Newfoundland starting off the day with lots of sunshine. For Labrador, a chance of showers is tracking across parts of that province. Into the Maritime region, we are seeing a bit of sunshine for parts of all three Maritime provinces, but for the most part, it is cloudy and a foggy start to your day. Precipitation is going to move in from west to east right across all three Maritime provinces, looking at rain and a risk of thunderstorms. Into the afternoon, we start to see this precipitation spread at least across parts of all three Maritime provinces. And then into this evening, making its way across Prince Edward Island and into Cape Breton. We will see this system make its way over to Newfoundland as well, and starting off your day with wet weather continuing in the forecast for Wednesday morning. If you are wondering about precipitation totals, we are going to see accumulation with the system at its heaviest, looking at 30 to 40 millimeters for the central and southern region of New Brunswick. For Nova Scotia, into mainland Nova Scotia, the eastern region, heaviest being 20 to 30 millimeters, 10 to 20 millimeters expected right across Prince Edward Island. For Labrador City, looking at around 5 to 10 millimeters and 2 to 5 millimeters of precipitation expected into Newfoundland. Here's a look at our forecast today for New Brunswick. Daytime highs will range from 16 to 20 degrees in Bathurst. Rain at times heavy across the province today with a risk of thunderstorms. Wind also picking up out of the southeast, 20 gusting to 40. Prince Edward Island, looking at highs between 16 degrees in Surrey up to 19 degrees in Tignish. A chance of showers will start off the day, transitions over to steady rain into the afternoon. Pretty light wind expected. For Cape Breton, eastern Nova Scotia, daytime highs between 14 degrees up to 21 in Shetticap. A chance of showers early on in the morning. Looking at rain moving in late into the afternoon, a risk of thunderstorms for eastern Nova Scotia. And the rest of Nova Scotia, rain with a risk of thunderstorms today. Daytime highs will range from 15 degrees in Bridgewater up to 20 degrees in Digby. Wind gusts getting up to 40. For Labrador City, looking at 20 degrees today. We do have a mainly cloudy start to your day. Showers arrive into the afternoon with a risk of thunderstorms. 16 degrees for your daytime high in St. John's, Newfoundland. Looking at lots of sunshine throughout your day today. So for Wednesday's forecast, temperatures will remain cooler for parts of the region for our daytime highs, others becoming seasonal. We are going to see a chance of showers, periods of rain still tracking across parts of Atlantic Canada. Into Thursday, we are going to see sunshine return for the Maritime region as cloud coverage begins to break down. Precipitation moves out. Newfoundland and Labrador is still dealing with some heavier rainfall. That's a look at your weather forecast. Going to throw things over to meteorologist Kaylin Mitchell.
This is the Campfire Conditions Report, brought to you by Pine Acres RV, where customers become friends. And if you're in the province of New Brunswick, you are currently allowed to have a campfire. For the province of Nova Scotia, most parts are allowed to have a campfire between 7 p.m. and 8 a.m. Now, if you're in Pictou, Antigonish, Guysborough, Richmond, or Inverness counties, you're allowed to have a campfire between 2 p.m. and 8 a.m. And for Prince Edward Island, campfires are currently permitted, with domestic brush burning allowed between the hours of 2 p.m. and 8 a.m. Remember, those provincial restrictions are valid until 2 p.m. on June 23rd.
Canadian news now. Investigators are searching for a motive behind yesterday's shooting in Montreal that left 3 people dead and another seriously injured. Witness video captured gunfire from the shooting that claimed the lives of a Montreal police officer and a civilian. A second officer was injured and remains in stable condition in hospital. The suspected shooter also died in the incident. CTV's French sister station obtained a manifesto reportedly left in the suspect's hotel room. Investigators said the document was more than 100 pages long and outlined views against women and Western society. Canada's inflation rate has spiked to the highest level in more than 2 years, even higher than what economists were forecasting. CTV's John Benavali-Rao tells us why.
Recently, drivers have had some good news at the pump, with fuel prices plunging from their highs.
Honestly, it's awesome. I haven't filled gas in a while because it's been a bit unaffordable, but this is great.
But the latest inflation numbers showing rising food prices are continuing to take an ever bigger bite out of the budget.
Yeah, this is crazy. It definitely is frustrating, yeah.
The overall inflation number last month driven up mostly because of gas prices, which soared 33% in May amid the closure of the Strait of Hormuz.
The good news here is we know that since May, gasoline prices have dropped by about 10%. So this might represent the high water mark for inflation this year.
But Statistics Canada noting foods purchased from stores were up 4.3% year over year, the 16th straight month that it has outpaced headline inflation. Fresh fruit was up 5.3%, fresh vegetables up 9%, with notable rises seen for items like lettuce, broccoli, and cauliflower.
Like, no wonder people go for like junk food instead. So it's crazy expensive for produce.
And tomatoes surging up 45%, in part because of poor weather in Mexico and fewer of them being grown there over concerns about U.S. tariffs, with the Conservative leader seizing on the food inflation data.
Today we learned that Mark Carney has given Canada the worst food price inflation in the G7.
Prices for air travel also rising more than 7% as airlines coped with higher jet fuel costs. And as more AI data centers get built, it's been driving up demand for things like memory and solid-state drives, in part resulting in a 3.9% year-over-year increase in the price of computer equipment, software, and supplies.
Meanwhile, economists say even with the relief at the pumps, inflation could run close to 3% for the next few months. John Benavalli-Rouse, CTV News, Toronto.
Thank you, John. Another break here on Your Morning Atlantic. When we return, Krista will have a conversation with the organizers of Truro Pride Week and how they are celebrating a milestone this week. That's on the other side of this break. Please stay with us.
Welcome back. It's 7:23 and it's Truro Pride Week. This year they're celebrating 10 years. And here to tell us more is Program Manager for Truro Pride, Jess Blakely-Smith. Good morning, Jess.
Morning. How are you?
I'm great. And how are you this morning?
Doing really well, thank you.
Glad to hear it.
Excited for the week.
I want to congratulate you. We all do here at CTV on 10 years for Truro Pride. How has the event evolved since it began?
Ooh, that is a great question. Definitely over the last 10 years, we've seen it go from a small ask where two community members were talking and seeing if they could bring Pride to Truro to now a week-long festival where we have lots of programming and lots of fun events happening. So it's definitely evolved quite a lot in the last 10 years.
What do you have planned for this year, Jess?
This year we have a full week of events planned. So we were able to raise flags at 5 different locations yesterday, which was really exciting. And it just shows the support for the 2S LGBTQIA+ community within Truro and Colchester. And then this evening, we are doing a reception celebrating 10 years of Truro Pride, which will be really exciting. We're going to be hearing from some of those first organizers I mentioned, one of them being Al McNutt, who runs a local nonprofit in town and was really integral in starting Truro Pride. And then Wednesday, we are going to be having an ice cream social at Fundy Scoops in partnership with them. And we're super excited about that because it's a doggy ice cream social. Wow. And then Thursday, we are having Rocky Horror Picture Show, a screening at the Marigold. That will be really, really fun. We have tickets, and we also this year have a shadow cast. So people acting alongside the movie. And they've been practicing, and I am so excited to see some of our staff and board in that kind of show that they do. And then Friday evening, we have some crafts in the park, and we also are partnering with the library to do some trivia. Saturday's the big day. So Saturday gives us the Pride Parade and our fun day, and we will be in Civic Square from 1 to 5 p.m. Then from 1 to 2 p.m., we will have our parade. And finishing off the first time ever, we are going to run a after party So we are going to have an after party at the Truro Legion to celebrate and have some performers. And yeah, I'm really excited to see everyone come together and celebrate all of this joy in Truro and all the accomplishments we've made.
Well, from the video and the images we're seeing of the parade specifically, wow, all ages, so many people out. It's wonderful to see the community embracing this event. I just want, we have less than a minute left. I just wonder, what's the personal highlight for you, Jess?
Yeah, absolutely. Personal highlight for me, I think, is seeing a rural community in Atlantic Canada coming together and really embracing other community members, wanting to make sure that they are accepted and feel welcomed. And that is of the utmost importance for the queer community and how people show up for them. So well, yeah, that's my highlight.
It sounds great. I've never been to Truro Pride before, but the images we showed today makes it look like I need to get there. So hopefully Saturday I'll pop on up and join you for what looks like a great party. Thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you. I hope you have a great day.
You too. We put information about Truro Pride on our website so you can check it out. It's 7:27. We'll take a little break and be back with more of our show right after this.
Yeah, no.
Just ahead this half hour, summer fun in southern New Brunswick. We'll get some New Brunswicker approved suggestions for things to see and do around the province over the next few months. Maybe there's some things that you haven't explored yet, even if you are a New Brunswicker. That's coming up in the next 15 minutes of Your Morning Atlantic.
Halfway through the show, come on in and join us. We've got room for you. Join and chat. We're going to be chatting with Crystal Richard, another wonderful crystal in the world.
Good collection of crystals.
Indeed. It's very fun to write emails to Crystal Richard. So, hi, Crystal, and then thanks, comma, Crystal. You know, it's very easy. But Crystal's been doing this sort of celebration of the region for about 10 years under this project she's called East Coast Mermaid. So she's got suggestions for exploring New Brunswick. Now, I haven't explored the deep, dark recesses of New Brunswick. I would love to know more. I have explored some off the beaten path places because my travels have taken me there. But even Nova Scotia, I have not explored the province to its fullest. And I know a lot of people who lived in one province their entire lives, they can't say they've seen the whole province.
Yeah, very true.
Yeah, it's because you just don't, for example, I spent a lot of time in Cape Breton, which means there isn't a lot of time to explore Yarmouth. Or places like that.
That's a good point. You could hire Suzette Bellevaux as a tour guide.
Exactly. But she probably doesn't know much about Cape Breton. So I have to show her, you know.
That's so true. We've got such beautiful pockets in the region. And sometimes when you're from like as you mentioned, you're from a place and you realize that there's spots you've never been to before. Great opportunities. And I love a summer road trip.
For sure. I know. And you know, when the weather is nice or rainy, it just plays into whatever plans you have.
Oh, 100%. And it's looking pretty beautiful over in Ingonish. Clear skies early on. We are expecting a system to make its way over across all three maritime provinces today, bringing some rain. So something to keep in mind when you are heading out. Make sure to grab your rain gear. Allot some extra time out on your morning commute because we are already starting to see precipitation move in for parts of Atlantic Canada. As of right now, it is 13 degrees in Halifax, 15 in Yarmouth. We're looking at 14 starting off your day in both Fredericton and Charlottetown, 15 degrees in Labrador City, and 10 degrees in St. John's, Newfoundland. Starting off into the southwestern region of New Brunswick, the southern region of Nova Scotia, seeing rain move in. As I mentioned, will spread across all maritime provinces into the afternoon, a risk of thunderstorms as well. Labrador is seeing a bit of wet weather starting off the day with a chance of showers, and Newfoundland starting off the day with beautiful sunny skies. In terms of our wind forecast, we will continue to see the wind pick up into the afternoon. As of right now, it is 17 kilometers per hour in Sydney, 15 into Grand Etang, Charlottetown, and Miramichi. We're looking at 13 kilometers per hour in Halifax and Yarmouth. No wind gusts to report at this time. We'll take a look at those precipitation totals coming up, but first a look at your local news with Amanda.
Statistics Canada's May inflation report found the national rate to be the highest level in more than 2 years, driven almost entirely by high fuel costs. The cost for a liter of gas remains expensive around here, an over 30% increase in the last year as of May. This is as the conflict in the Middle East keeps prices high. The latest inflation figures from StatsCan found Canada's inflation jumped to 3.2% in May, up from 2.8% in April.
We've seen the dollar really weaken in the last few weeks, and that, of course, makes the price of everything that we bring in from abroad a little more expensive. So that's another concern, I think, for the central bank. Not great news overall here from this report from StatsCan today.
The report highlights Canada's biggest increases. Gasoline up 33.2%, energy up 22.2%, non-durable goods up 7.4%, and food up 4.3%. And you will be paying less for diesel on PEI. Starting with gas, it remains unchanged, resting at a minimum price of $1.77.6 a litre. Meantime, diesel dropped by 1.7 cents overnight. The minimum price now $2 a litre. After unprecedented growth, fewer people are moving to New Brunswick and more are moving out. CTV's Anna Mandin has more.
New Brunswick's estimated population is over 500 people lower than the same time last year. And while the decrease may seem small, it's raising big concerns about the province's future.
For the tasks where we need humans, that's what we're most concerned about. So that's going to be really challenging.
The latest data shows 3 consecutive quarterly declines in the population estimates, from over 868,600 people in the last quarter of 2025 to less than 866,500 people in the second quarter of this year. But Tolk Lane says it's no surprise.
We have seen this coming from data analysis for many, many years.
And it's not just New Brunswick. The senior researcher for the Atlantic Economic Council says the whole country is experiencing population declines due to federal immigration cuts.
It's not a New Brunswick only example. It's happening across Canada.
He says while that will improve vacancy rates, it will also put pressure on the labor force in the Atlantic region.
It's definitely something we're very concerned about. We have an older population here in Atlantic Canada than the rest of the country.
He expects the population will begin to rise again in a few quarters, but not at the same rate as in previous years. Anna Mandin, CTV News, Fredericton.
One of North America's fastest growing ports has a new cold storage facility. A year after breaking ground, Americold has opened their new import-export hub at Port St. John. By July, the shelves in this more than 200,000 square foot cold storage facility will be filled. On them will be mostly frozen food products like potatoes, vegetables, and seafood.
It allows for product to be imported and exported directly into Port St. John rather than having to maybe come in to, say, the Port of Philadelphia and then have to go through all the type of cross-border customs-related processes. It's a solution that should be faster, it should be cheaper, it should be greener than anything else that was available previously.
We really view it as a long-term play, and that it can be another tool to attract a container line that doesn't necessarily call on St. John today.
Port St. John says the new cold storage facility adds tremendous value to their growing gateway as this country continues to look for new trading markets outside of the United States. The facility brings with it upwards of 100 new jobs to the waterfront. Finally, kite enthusiasts from 26 countries gathered on Denmark's Fanø Island for its annual Kite Festival. Lots to see there. The annual festival takes place every June on the Danish island off the North Sea coast. Organizers say it's the world's largest kite festival, bringing together about 5,000 kite flyers from 26 countries, filling the sky with an estimated 25,000 kites in all shapes, sizes, and colors.
Wow.
It's almost like looking into the ocean. Do you know what I mean?
Is.
Like with them swimming.
It really is. Such neat kites. Well, there will be similar kites to this on display at the Halifax Kite Festival coming up next month.
That's so much fun.
Beautiful.
Around Citadel Hill.
Yeah. Beautiful to see. Yeah, beautiful to see. Oh, they're so peaceful.
Wow.
They're so pretty.
And the Sussex Balloon Festival, the Fiesta.
There you go.
Yes. So much to see there. It's so colorful and cool. Wow.
Okay, we want to remind you about the Move Morning Chat topic. So you can send in your responses and get them logged so that we can chat about them at the end of the show. So the question today is, if you could spend all your money in a local business, what would that business be? Let us know at 10400. Shout out your favorite local establishments and let's support local, because that's such an important thing to do.
Yeah, that's so true. And speaking of local too, spending summer in New Brunswick, we're going to get a must-do suggestions that are guaranteed to add more fun to your summer. Please stay with us. Your Morning Atlantic will be right back after this with that conversation and the Tuesday forecast.
Good morning and welcome back. The time now is 7:44. Taking a live look at Halls Harbor, a cloudy start to your day. 14 degrees as of right now, though, and we are going to see rain move in a little bit later this morning. Something to keep in mind when you are heading out today. Weather is brought to you by Cummins Trusted Home Standby Generators. We are seeing a warm start to the day for much of Atlantic Canada. 13 degrees right now in Halifax with 15 in Yarmouth, 14 degrees in Charlottetown as well as into Fredericton, 15 degrees this morning in Labrador City, and 10 degrees starting off your day in St. John's, Newfoundland. Sunshine for Newfoundland early on, and we are going to see a bit of sunshine starting off your day for parts of all three maritime provinces, but we have this system making its way in, starting off into the southern region of New Brunswick, into the southern region of Nova Scotia, bringing rain across all three maritime provinces as this system moves west to east today. Into the afternoon, we are going to start to see a chance of showers move in for parts of Prince Edward Island before making its way over to Cape Breton Island, across Prince Edward Island into tonight. Rain at times heavy across New Brunswick, a risk of thunderstorms for parts of New Brunswick and into Nova Scotia. This system will also bring wet weather across much of Newfoundland into early Wednesday morning. If you're wondering about precipitation totals, we are going to see accumulation with this system. The heaviest for New Brunswick into the central and southern region of the province, 30 to 40 millimeters expected. For mainland Nova Scotia into the eastern region, 20 to 30 millimeters is expected today, and 10 to 20 millimeters across Prince Edward Island. For Labrador City, looking at 5 to 10 millimeters, and only seeing around 2 to 5 millimeters for parts of Newfoundland. For forecast today for New Brunswick, daytime highs will be cooler, looking at 16 to 20 degrees being the warmest into Bathurst. Rain at times heavy moves in across the province, a risk of thunderstorms. Wind will also pick up out of the southeast, 20 gusting to 40. Prince Edward Island starting off the day cloudy with a chance of showers. Daytime highs will range from 16 to 19 degrees being the warmest into Tignish. A chance of showers will transition over to steadier rain into the afternoon, and light wind out of the south, only 20 kilometers per hour. For Cape Breton, eastern Nova Scotia, daytime highs between 14 to 21 degrees being the warmest into Shetticamp. We're looking at a chance of showers starting off your day, rain into the late afternoon with a risk of thunderstorms for eastern Nova Scotia. And for the rest of the province, rain with a risk of thunderstorms, daytime highs between 15 degrees in Bridgewater, up to 20 degrees in Digby, wind gusts getting up to 40. Labrador City looking at a high of 20 degrees today. Mainly cloudy skies start off your day. Showers arrive into the afternoon with the risk of thunderstorms, and lots of sunshine for St. John's, Newfoundland with a high of 16. So Wednesday's forecast holding on to shower activity, periods of rain for parts of Atlantic Canada. We'll start to see the system break down for the maritime region. Into Thursday, sunshine returns. A seasonal daytime high is expected, and rain still remains for much of Newfoundland. Labrador seeing a bit of shower activity. That's a look at your weather forecast. Going to throw things over to Crystal.
So much, Latavia. It's now 7:47. Summer is the perfect time to explore our own backyard and parts of the East Coast you've never been to. Our next guest knows a thing or two about maritime experiences because she's the creator of East Coast Mermaid, a project she began 10 years ago to celebrate the best of the region. Here to highlight hidden gems in southern New Brunswick is Crystal Richard. Good morning, Crystal. Oh, Crystal, are you there?
I'm there.
Perfect. All right. Congratulations on 10 years of East Coast Mermaid, Crystal. That's so fantastic.
Thank you.
Why did you decide to share your love of the East Coast with the world in the first place?
So East Coast Mermaid really began as a love letter to New Brunswick and to the Maritimes. I grew up here, and when I was younger, I truly believed that in order to make all my dreams come true and live my best life, that I had to leave the Maritimes. And it wasn't until I did leave and I came anywhere else. And so it really started as a way to showcase all of the things I love about the province with other people.
What are some of the hidden gems in New Brunswick? I know we're going to explore some of them right now with the time we have. Let's talk about a few you want to highlight.
Yeah. So I always start with the Fun Day Islands. Everybody knows about the big cities, St. Andrews, beautiful resort town. I love it there. Really something special. So you have Grand Manan Island, which in itself is an entire hidden gem. Lighthouses, sweeping coastlines, whales. You can have some of the best whale watching experiences I've ever had in the world have been off of Grand Manan Island with my friends at Lambert Family Adventures. And sometimes the whales come right up to shore. You can see them not even going out on a boat. There's also Campobello Island. So Campobello Island has some of the best sea glassing in the province. They have the Campobello Sea Glass Festival every September, which I highly recommend if you're a beachcomber. They also have a really unique island called lighthouse on an island called Head Harbor Lighthouse that you can walk out to only at low tide. It's really, really cool. There's Deer Island. Deer Island is home to Old Sow, which is one of the second largest whirlpool in the world, which is really cool. And if you can actually hear it roaring from land at the lighthouse, which is really cool.
That is so cool. Here we showing some images of the sea glass you can find, Crystal. You do. I find I get the exploration in just through living vicariously through you, and you find the best sea glass. Also, you eat the best food. There you are with an amazing lobster roll.
I do. I take my job very seriously to find I still get messages from folks that say, okay, well, you haven't had our lobster roll, you haven't had our clams, you have to come out and check them out. So it's a tough job, but I take it very seriously.
Well, for sure, it's true. You have a lot of fun, but you do take your work very seriously. And just the images you share, like this looks gorgeous. It has actually prompted me to make New Brunswick a destination for my family in the coming weeks, because it does look like such a beautiful place. Now, you've been doing this for 10 years. What would you say, share with us maybe a highlight? I would think maybe it might have been being chosen to be there, actually present when Lucy the Lobster made her prediction recently. But what's another highlight that you've experienced over your 10 years of doing this, Mermaid?
The lobster was definitely a highlight. Getting asked to judge a lobster roll competition was a highlight. I also competed in a lobster roll competition. So every summer in Shediac, which is just 10 minutes from where I am right now, they have the annual Shediac Lobster Festival. Such a fun opportunity to check out so many. Competed in a lobster eating contest and had to eat 2 lobsters with only my hands. I had no utensils. Had to break. I was bloody and scratched up after. I came in second place by a hair. I was almost the champion. I might need to try to reclaim my title this summer, but that was really cool. It's hearing the stories. I get emails from people all across the southern seaboard into the States, across Canada, who found New Brunswick because of East Coast Mermaid, and who went out and supported the businesses that I recommended. And that in itself is one of the reasons I keep doing it. It's the most rewarding feeling.
I can imagine. Well, Crystal, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for sharing some time with us this morning and sharing your recommendations. And we'll turn our attention now over to Amanda with Health and Medical News.
Thank you so much to the Crystals for that interview. Also, too, you should check out the giant Shediac lobster you can take a photo with. Not real, of course, but great photo opportunity. All right, health and medical news now. We'll talk about how extreme heat is impacting the health of many people in Europe. It's one of the topics in Your Health. France is enduring a grueling heat wave with temperatures soaring above 40 degrees Celsius. The National Weather Service describes the situation as a plateau of unrelenting heat, not expected to ease until Friday. Many areas, including Paris, experienced record-breaking hot nights. Hundreds of schools closed on Monday, and authorities cracked down on public alcohol consumption due to health risks. The UK also issued an extreme heat warning for southern England and parts of Wales. The World Health Organization reports over 200,000 heat-related deaths in Europe over the last 4 years. Authorities say confirmed cases of the Ebola outbreak in eastern Congo have reached 1,003, including 254 deaths. The Ebola outbreak, caused by a rare strain of the virus,
which has no vaccines or treatment, has been the worst ever after just a month. Officials admit there could be far more cases they still don't know about, and that the peak of the outbreak is still ahead. Finally, parents and caregivers may want to listen up. A new study is suggesting being distracted by a phone may be impacting the relationship with the adolescents in their life. The researchers surveyed 600 adolescents who were between the ages of 12 and 17. They were asked how attentive their primary caregiver was to their phone during family interactions. The researchers also looked at how the adolescents reported on the strength of their emotional bond with their caregiver. The study found the adolescents who perceived their caregivers were frequently distracted by their phone felt less confident relying on the adults for support. The young people were also more likely to report feeling less secure in their relationships. The research was published in the journal Frontiers in Psychology.
And now we'd like to introduce you to the Maritimers who are marking milestones today. It's a 70th anniversary for Blair and Grace Arbo of Upper Blackville, New Brunswick.
70 years. Congratulations, you two.
Happy anniversary.
And it's a 70th anniversary for Don and Mildred McFarlane of Bedeck PEI. Congratulations, you two. Look at them beside the bridge. Oh, 70 years married.
Incredible. Happy anniversary.
Goodness.
And to see your milestone again or to find out how to submit one, visit our website by scanning the QR code on your screen. And a reminder, milestones must be received 2 weeks in advance. Now we're going to take another look at our 3-day forecast. A wet day ahead in New Brunswick. Only 16 degrees today for your daytime high. Periods of rain, at times heavy, with a risk of thunderstorms across the province today. Wet weather continues in the forecast on Wednesday, warming back up seasonal to 23. A mix of sun and clouds starts off your day, but a chance of showers returns into the afternoon with a risk of thunderstorms. On Thursday, 23 degrees with a mix of sun and cloud. For Nova Scotia, we're looking at a high of 19 degrees today, starting off the day with some scattered showers, transitioning over to rain with a risk of thunderstorms. 19 degrees on Wednesday with rain across the province yet again. On Thursday, seeing sunshine return with a mix of sun and cloud and a high of 22. For Prince Edward Island, 18 degrees today with rain moving in. We're going to see wet weather midweek on Wednesday, yet again a high of 18. 17 degrees on Thursday with cloudy skies. Time now is 7:55. Stick with us. We'll be right back right after this.
The #1 morning show in Halifax. Turk, Megan, and Amateur Alex. And home to the biggest artists. Halifax's #1 hit music station. 101.3 Virgin Radio.
Tuesday, June 23rd. Today on Your Morning Atlantic, shrinking dollars, inflation is bumping up the cost of living. We'll have more details just ahead in your news headlines on the Tuesday edition of Your Morning Atlantic. Tuesday, June 22nd, the last few days of preparing school lunches.
Wow.
Good luck to the teachers, too, planning the last few days of school, because your summer vacation is just around the corner, too. For those teachers in Nova Scotia and PEI. New Brunswick, they're off.
Yep.
Yeah.
They're
Already
ready.
sleeping in.
Already sleeping in.
I bet you they aren't off. I bet you they have stuff to do, cleaning up the classroom.
Cleaning up the classroom, getting stuff ready.
Yeah.
Yeah. My sister's a teacher in New Brunswick, so that's something that she's doing. She also goes back a little early, too, to get her class ready. But also shout out to my sister. She's doing her master's. So while she's teaching, she's studying.
Good
That's
for
incredible.
her.
Yeah.
Working hard.
My dad was
very
a teacher.
hard.
I know exactly how challenging it can be, very stressful.
Absolutely.
Hard work. One year he had decided to have like a class cockatiel. named
What?
Koki,
Oh, wow.
which had to come home with him for the summer because, of course, who's going to take care of Koki?
Yeah.
Didn't really think this one through.
No, no kidding.
Koki was a loud bird, let's just say. We all experienced the summer of Koki.
Summer of
I love the name, Koki.
Cute, though. Little rosy cheeks.
Yeah, right.
I love a bird. Love a rabbit. I'm excited we have 10,000 carrots coming up this half hour.
Pet talk.
Yes.
Talk
Pet talk
segment.
time. And it is, in fact, rainy today. Great day for ducks.
Yes, absolutely. A great day for grass.
And grass.
The lawns.
Oh, but vivid colors, yes.
Well, in St. John's, they're actually dealing with lots of sunshine today.
Oh, dealing with sun.
Right?
Oh, no.
Poor things. And
Look
a
at the
warm
color
up
of the
today.
water today. What a beautiful
Gorgeous.
shot.
Yeah, beautiful location. Across Newfoundland, actually holding on to sunshine today, not seeing precipitation until this evening. But for other areas across Atlantic Canada, going to be seeing that wet weather. Something to keep in mind when you are heading out. Grab that rain gear and allot some extra time out on your morning commute as precipitation begins to move in. 14 degrees starting off your day in Fredericton as well as into Charlottetown. 13 right now in Halifax. 15 degrees in Labrador City. 10 degrees in St. John's. Here's a look at our satellite and radar. So we are going to start to see some rain move in for parts of New Brunswick and Nova Scotia, spreading across all three maritime provinces into the afternoon. Labrador also going to see a bit of wet weather, looking at a chance of showers for parts of that province today. In terms of the wind forecast, it's going to be light to start, picking up into the afternoon. As of right now, 15 kilometers per hour in Grand Etang and Charlottetown, 17 in Sydney, 13 in Moncton, as well as into St. John, New Brunswick and Yarmouth, 11 in North Cape and Lunenburg. No wind gusts to report at this time, and we'll take a look at your long-range forecast just ahead. First, a look at your local news with Amanda.
Thanks, Latavia. The spending watchdog for the region's largest city has referred some spending issues from the mayor's office to the police. The AG says 4 specific transactions in Andy Fillmore's office were examined for compliance at the request of an unnamed HRM management. Andrew Atherton says 2 invoices for legal services were submitted and paid despite not being authorized by the municipal solicitor. The report says Fillmore paid those back once notified to do so. In addition, 2 procurements for consulting services for the mayor's office did not follow competitive processes. One was for HR services worth about $90,000, and the second one was $14,000 for speech writing. Although not compliant with policy, the AG noted the services were received. Still, he didn't leave it there, turning the matter over to Halifax Police, who passed it on to our CMP. CTV News reached out to Mayor Fillmore's office for response Monday, and we received this statement. The mayor's office fully cooperated with the Auditor General during this audit, and I accept the report's conclusion. These transactions occurred during a period of significant transition for both the mayor's office and senior HRM administration, including the first mayoral change in more than a decade. While the Auditor General did not make any recommendations as a result of their audit, residents reasonably expect that all involved bodies follow HRM policies. That is why, as noted in the report, additional staff training has taken place to ensure future compliance. Police in Cape Breton are investigating reports of shots being fired at a home in Glace Bay. Cape Breton Regional Police say they received a complaint Sunday night at 10 p.m. No one was hurt. Police believe it was an isolated incident with no risk to public safety, but they are trying to determine the owner of a dark-colored 4-door Cadillac with wraparound taillights that was seen in the area. The Federal Competition Bureau is continuing its investigation into the use of property controls by Nova Scotia-based Empire Company Limited. Empire, based in Stellarton, is the parent company of several grocery chains, including Sobeys, IGA, Foodland, and others. Property controls are restrictions on the use of real estate that limit how a property can be used after it's sold, which can make it difficult for businesses to open new stores. The Bureau's investigation into Sobeys and Loblaws locations in Halifax started in 2024, and it announced Monday that it has obtained court orders seeking information about the scope of Empire's practices across the country. Statistics Canada's May inflation report found the national rate to be the highest level in more than 2 years. It was driven almost entirely by high fuel costs. The cost for a liter of gas remains expensive around here, an over 30% increase in the last year as of May. This as the conflict in the Middle East keeps prices high. The latest inflation figures from StatsCan found Canada's inflation jumped to 3.2% in May, up from 2.8% in April.
we've seen the dollar really weaken in the last few weeks. And that, of course, makes the price of everything that we bring in from abroad a little more expensive. So that's another concern, I think, for the central bank. Not great news overall here from this report from StatsCan today.
The report highlights Canada's biggest increases: gasoline up 33.2%, energy up 22.2%, non-durable goods up 7.4%, and food up 4.3%. Meantime, when it comes to prices at the pumps, prices are steady for gas and PEI, but you will be paying less for diesel. Starting with gas, it remains unchanged, resting at a minimum price of $1.77.6 a litre. Meantime, diesel did drop by 1.7 cents overnight. The minimum price now $2 a litre. Now to a historic moment Monday afternoon at the World Cup, thanks to who else but Argentina's Lionel Messi. Messi is now the tournament's all-time leading scorer, scoring his 17th and 18th World Cup goals, leading Argentina to a 2-0 win over Austria.
He can't be stopped.
I would, now that I see these wonderful images, and I know he's retiring, it would be neat to see Messi in person, like to see it actually happen in a stadium.
Right.
Oh, listen to that roar of the crowd.
That's what I was just thinking. I think even if you don't follow soccer or football, you can appreciate how monumental that moment is.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That energy in the crowd, infectious, like coming through your TV screen.
I love it. Some people feel that kind of energy and excitement about ranch dressing, which brings me to my next story. I'm not even joking. Like, I wish I were making this up. This is the truth. The U.S. TSA is reminding people traveling around the country right now that they can't travel with big containers of ranch dressing, like not in their carry-on anyway. I'm not even making this up. They posted on social media saying, if you're visiting for a very large sporting event and happen to discover ranch while you're here, please pack it in your checked bag for the way home. Some experts in the comments are advising people who, for their carry-on, to please buy the powdered ranch packets instead. But I guess visitors to the U.S. have fallen in love with ranch dressing and they want to take it back to their home country.
Well, that's fair, but yeah.
Yeah. Isn't that funny? That's not even my favorite salad dressing, ranch.
No.
Powdered.
Well, the powdered is like in the States, there's like the Hidden Valley ranch packets. You can just like take it home and you mix it up with whatever you mix. I think mayonnaise and oil and maybe a little vinegar and shake it up. And
I think we have to taste test this to like see how good it is. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, it's ranch dressing.
It's ranch dressing.
You had it. I know you had it. Maybe you cut up some carrots and some celery and dipped it in at an event.
Yeah.
In a school lunch, perhaps.
Yeah. Taking it right back, yeah.
But all of this is relating to FIFA. A World Cup, of course, is happening right now. You can watch it on CTV, TSN, and Crave. But sometimes our shows, or CTV News at 5 and CTV News at 6, you have to move from the main CTV channel to this one. So on those days, you can get the details with that QR code or at ctvnewsatlantic.ca.
Just have the remote nearby.
Yes, clickety-click, Barbara trick. And speaking of soccer, oh my gosh, more giveaways. Can you believe it?
Take some prizes.
It's Tides Tuesday, so it's time to give away tickets to see soccer in person.
Yay!
Yes, indeed. If you want to be in the stands cheering on the Halifax Tides at their home game on July 5th against Toronto AFC, well, just simply enter our contest. Use that QR code or go to ctvatlantic.ca, and you notice at the top right, there's a contest little link. Click on that. You could win 2 tickets for a home game to see the Halifax Tides in person. It is a vibe.
It is.
It's not as loud as when Messi scores a goal, but it is pretty dang awesome.
Oh, it's exciting. Purple rain, right? Yes. You've got like the big fans there just having those, I don't know what the technical term is, the colorful explosives.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
And powder
I can tell you in FIFA they don't have Jocelyn. And so that is only to be seen with the
Jocelyn, our mascot queen.
Yeah, best mascot in the world.
We love her. Who knew a shark could be so cute?
Exactly. Right? Such a good dancer.
She is too. Okay, coming up this half hour too, 10,000 Carrots Rabbit Rescue will join us for Pet Talk. But before that, Latavia has the latest look at the forecast. It is a wet one this morning. We've been talking about how intense the fog has been as well. That can make the boardwalk on the Halifax waterfront a little slippery, so do be cautious. The forecast is up next.
Good morning, Atlantic Canada. The time now is 8:14. Taking a live look at Somerville. 12 degrees starting off your day. As you can see, cloudy and foggy early this morning. We are expecting precipitation to move in, rain throughout your day today. Keep that in mind when you are heading out early this morning. Weather is brought to you by Cummins Trusted Home Standby Generators. Not too bad starting off your day in terms of our current temperatures. 15 degrees as of right now into Yarmouth. We're looking at 14 starting off your day in Fredericton. 15 degrees in Charlottetown with 12 degrees in Sydney, 16 in Labrador City, and 13 degrees into St. John's, Newfoundland. We do have sunshine across much of Newfoundland starting off your day. A bit of sunshine starting off your day as well for Prince Edward Island, parts of Cape Breton Island. But for the most part, it is cloudy and foggy to start. We do have a low pressure system making its way in, bringing rain across all three maritime provinces as we head towards this afternoon. Start to see precipitation track across parts of Prince Edward Island, across New Brunswick. Rain at times heavy with the risk of thunderstorms. Also going to see rain with a risk of thunderstorms for parts of Nova Scotia. Into the evening, we start to see precipitation move in for Cape Breton Island. Also holding on to precipitation across much of Labrador. Newfoundland will see rain move in into the evening and early Wednesday morning. A wet start to the day for much of Atlantic Canada. If you are wondering about precipitation totals for the central and southern region of New Brunswick, looking at around 30 to 40 millimeters at its heaviest. For Nova Scotia into mainland Nova Scotia, eastern region, we are looking at 20 to 30 millimeters, 10 to 20 millimeters expected across Prince Edward Island. For Labrador City, looking at around 5 to 10 millimeters of precipitation and only 2 to 5 millimeters for parts of Newfoundland. For our forecast today for New Brunswick, daytime highs will range from 16 degrees in Grand Manan up to 20 in Bathurst. Rain at times heavy across the province with the risk of thunderstorms and wind gusts picking up to 40. Prince Edward Island looking at a chance of showers starting off your day. Looking at rain moving in this afternoon with highs between 16 degrees in Surrey up to 19 degrees in Tignish. Pretty light wind across the province today. For Cape Breton, eastern Nova Scotia, also starting off the day with a chance of showers, transitioning over to rain late into the afternoon. Daytime highs will range from 14 degrees up to 21 in Cheticamp. For the rest of Nova Scotia, also going to deal with some wet weather today as rain moves in. Highs will range from 15 degrees in Bridgewater up to 20 degrees in Digby. Wind also picking up for this part of the province with gusts of 40. Labrador City, another beautiful day ahead. Mainly cloudy skies with 20 degrees is your daytime high. We do have a chance of showers moving in this afternoon with the risk of thunderstorms. 14 degrees into St. John's, Newfoundland. Lots of sunshine throughout your day. Rain arrives across the province into the evening. So wet weather does start off the day for Wednesday, but we start to see the system break down for the maritime region. A chance of showers into the afternoon. For our forecast on Thursday, temperatures warm up, seasonal for much of our daytime highs. Sunshine returns as well for parts of the maritime region. Newfoundland dealing with some heavier rainfall and parts of Labrador seeing a chance of showers. That's a look at your weather forecast. Going to throw things over to Amanda for your national and international news headlines.
In Quebec, investigators are searching for motive behind yesterday's shooting in Montreal that left 3 people dead and another seriously injured. Witness video captured gunfire from the shooting that claimed the lives of a Montreal police officer and a civilian. The second officer was injured and remains in stable condition in hospital. The suspected shooter also died in the incident. CTV's French sister station obtained a manifesto reportedly left in the suspect's hotel room. Investigators said the document was more than 100 pages long and outlined views against women and Western society. Tributes are pouring in for the music mogul who helped bring us everyone from Whitney Houston to Janis Joplin. Those who knew him say Clive Davis was larger than life, and so is his legacy. ABC's Hannah Bata has more.
For 7 decades, Clive Davis helped to shape music history, working with icons and making more than a few along the way. From helping Barry Manilow find his way in the 60s to taking a chance on a teenager named Whitney Houston in the 80s.
You either got it or you don't have it. She's got it. She got it.
To helping propel Alicia Keys in the 2000s. Davis earned his nickname, the man with the golden ear.
Why would he hear this simple little demo and think that, that's going to be a hit song?
Manilow recently explained Davis's genius.
Somehow he finds it in his form where it's hardly a song yet, and yet he can figure out that this could be a hit song.
In the 70s, he signed Aerosmith. his name even appearing in one of their songs. A decade later, he helped Aretha Franklin relaunch her career, producing the first album of hers to sell 1 million copies. And despite admitting he never quite understood rap, he helped found Bad Boy Records, which became home of some of the genre's biggest names, including the Notorious B.I.G. Even into his 80s, Davis never stopped making stars. And into his 90s, his annual Grammys party was still the hottest ticket in town. This year, no different. Davis was there introducing musical acts one final time.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome the fabulous Olivia Dean.
He held people to such a high standard, but it was done with love and it was done with passion, just an appetite and addiction to making things that were special.
For Davis, working until the very end was always part of the fun.
The best achievement in life is to love your work. It is no greater reward to not count hours and know that you're energized by it.
Clive Davis was 94. Hannah Battah, ABC News, New York.
And also signed Halifax's Sarah McLachlan in the late 1980s as well. Another break here on Your Morning Atlantic. When we return, it's our latest edition of Pet Talk with 10,000 Carrots Rabbit Rescue. Please stay with us. CTV's Your Morning Atlantic. We'll be right back.
Well, welcome back. It's 8:23, and on the newest edition of Pet Talk, we're hopping with excitement to catch up with the folks at 10,000 Carrots Rabbit Rescue. Shelley Ernst with 10,000 Carrots joins us this morning to share an update on the nonprofit organization and fill us in on how you can help them out. So we have a special guest in studio today. It is Soda, who is a Rex rabbit. You can just see the ears of Soda popping up on Shelley's lap. Hello there, Soda. Shelley, hello to you as well.
Oh, good morning. Thank you for inviting us.
Soda's a very special looking rabbit. I've never seen one so velvety before.
Yes, he's a Rex. He's a young Rex that was abandoned outside that we brought in.
So is this an issue, abandonment of rabbits?
Yes, so our organization has been around for about 15 years, and we have rescued almost 2,000 rabbits that have been abandoned.
2,000 rabbits?
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Well, Soda's a beautiful rabbit, and this is a Rex. Truly, I can see why they wrote the book, The Velveteen Rabbit, because that rabbit must have been a Rex. Shelley already gave you permission to give Soda a little pat. Such a beautiful fur. And I understand that 10,000 Carrots actually does adopt out rabbits, but not this particular one.
Yes, so he's had applications put in for him already, but you're welcome to follow us on Facebook and Instagram and follow our adoptables that are currently there. There are biographies about them and videos and photographs.
All right, well, we want to cover a couple of bases today. First of all, with the abandonment of rabbits, what if you see what appears to be a domestic rabbit hopping around outside? What should you do?
Right, so you can contact us through Facebook and Instagram and let us know your location and that you believe that there is a domestic rabbit that has been abandoned, whether it's under your porch or under your shed. And we will make arrangements with you to come out and collect that rabbit and bring them in.
Yeah, is it, I guess, is it easy to tell the difference between a hare and a domestic rabbit?
Oh, yes. So there are some features that are different between the two of them. So a hare, their back feet are quite large, and their eyes are actually in a different position than domestic rabbits. Okay. And also the coloring.
Okay.
So, yeah. But, I mean, we will take a phone call and come out. You can send us pictures as well. And when they come in, they are seen by a rabbit-savvy veterinarian right away. They're parasited, they're vaccinated, and then they're spayed or neutered. Okay. And then they go to our foster homes. We have about 12 foster homes at the moment that house all of our rabbits. And then we watch their behavior and write up biographies on them. And then they're put up for adoption.
Well, we've got about a minute left. As a former rabbit owner myself, I mean, I absolutely loved having a rabbit. They're wonderful pets. Talk about why rabbits are great pets.
Oh, they're wonderful. They're wonderful pets. They can be free roam in your home. They live to be about 12 years old, which is, I think, one of the main reasons that they're abandoned. Is that people just feel like their lifespan is a lot shorter than that. So also in the home, they do get along with other animals in the home. They get along with cats and dogs, and they just are a joy to have around the home.
They are. They're very social. We're just showing some bunny yoga. I know that 10,000 Carrots has different events to support the organization throughout the year, and you have a big event coming up this fall. But in the meantime, how can people watching support 10,000 Carrots?
Right. So we do have some bunny yoga events in the spring and in the fall. So you can just follow us on our social media sites and look out for those dates. We also attend different mini festivals and events and sell some merchandise. And also we do nail trim events. There are 2 locations that we go once a month. So if you follow us on social media and find out where we are and the dates and times for those, you can come out and support us with any pet that you do have.
All right. Well, Shelley, thank you so much for helping educate us about abandoned rabbits today.
And thanks again for having us.
We put more information about 10,000 Carrots on our website. I'm going to give Soda one last little pet, but I will tell you, Latavia, rabbits are wonderful pets.
I've actually had one. They're so adorable. All right, we're going to take another look at our 3-day forecast for New Brunswick. A cooler daytime high of 16 degrees today. We have rain moving in across the province with a risk of thunderstorms. Midweek on Wednesday, we do have sunshine returning, but also a chance of showers into the afternoon. A risk of thunderstorms, a high of 23. 23 degrees for your daytime high on Thursday with a mix of sun and cloud. For Nova Scotia, we have wet weather tracking across the province today as well, starting off with a chance of showers. Rain moves in with a risk of thunderstorms, a high of 19. Rain continues midweek with a high yet again of 19 degrees and 22 on Thursday with a mix of sun and cloud. Prince Edward Island, 18 degrees today. Rain will be moving in across the island. Wet weather continues in the forecast on Wednesday and 17 degrees on Thursday with cloudy skies. Time now, 8:28.
Still ahead this morning, celebrating the end of the school year, East Coast mommy content creator Gina Bell will join us to share some easy ways to make grading day extra fun. That's just ahead on the Tuesday edition of Your Morning Atlantic.
Good morning, Atlantic Canada. Thank you so much for joining us. The time now is 8:31. Soda was beautiful.
I know. Soda's just exiting the building now. Soda, thank you so much for gracing us with your velvety presence.
And Shelley, too.
And Shelley,
Yes,
of course.
as always.
Shelley doing such important work, saving bunnies and educating about bunnies for sure.
She was so sweet, too. She was just holding little big Soda Pop there, and we were all just taking our time petting him. So silky. You weren't kidding.
Yeah, velvety and silky and very chill. Like when my rabbit, even though he was really tame with me, if you wanted to pick him up when he wasn't in the mood to be picked up, you'd have to definitely put him in a towel and kind of hold him because he'd be like super skittery. And,
oh yeah. We had one too growing up. His name was Buster, and he was wild.
Was he wild?
All around the house. Yeah, you couldn't hold him for very long. He was like, I gotta go.
Yeah.
Places to be. Exactly. My niece, she's got a 5-year-old bunny she's been taking care of since she was a teenager. Loves him. His name is Bugs.
Bugs
Bunny.
Bugs Bunny. Oh my gosh, perfect.
So great. Oh, he's sweet. He's very sweet. Gets along well with the little dogs that they have too.
Oh, for sure, like people, pets, no, for sure. But you're right, Latavia, every single bunny has its own personality.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so it is the most relaxed I've ever seen a rabbit.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Okay, weather-wise, I would like to say that you might see some bunnies in this shot, but you probably be more likely to see people wearing a raincoat.
Yeah, exactly.
And Liverpool, not too far from White Point, which is famous for its bunnies.
That's true.
Yes, very true. And as you can see here, it is cloudy and foggy. The ground is wet. We are going to see a chance of showers start off your day for many areas across Nova Scotia before rain begins to move in. So something to keep in mind when you are heading out. Grab that raincoat before leaving. 13 degrees in Halifax, 15 starting off your day in Yarmouth, 14 this morning in Fredericton. 15 degrees now in Charlottetown with 16 in Labrador City, 13 into St. John's, Newfoundland. Newfoundland holding on to sunshine early this morning, and we are also seeing some sunny skies for parts of the Maritime region. But for the most part, cloudy, foggy, and a wet day is ahead as rain moves in from west to east across all 3 Maritime provinces, a risk of thunderstorms this afternoon. In terms of the wind forecast, slowly picking up. It's going to be a bit breezy into the afternoon. As of right now, 20 kilometers per hour in Sydney and Canso, 19 in Charlottetown with 17 in Moncton and North Cape, 15 in Halifax. Only one wind gust at this time, getting up to 28 kilometers per hour in Grand Manan. We'll take another look at your forecast just ahead. First, one last look at your local news with Amanda.
Statistics Canada's May inflation report found the national rate to be the highest level in more than 2 years, driven almost entirely by high fuel costs. The cost for a liter of gas remains expensive around here, an over 30% increase in the last year. That's as of May. This as the conflict in the Middle East keeps prices high. The latest inflation figures from StatsCan found Canada's inflation jumped to 3.2% in May, up from 2.8% in April.
We've seen the dollar really weaken in the last few weeks, and that, of course, makes the price of everything that we bring in from abroad a little more expensive. So that's another concern, I think, for the central bank. Not great news overall here from this report from StatsCan today.
The report highlights Canada's biggest increases: gasoline up 33.2%, energy up 22.2%, non-durable goods up 7.4%, and food up 4.3%. As for prices at the pumps in Prince Edward Island, you'll be paying the same for gas, but less for diesel. Starting with the price of gas, it remains unchanged, resting at a minimum price of $1.77.6 a litre. Meantime, diesel dropped by 1.7 cents overnight. The minimum price now $2 a litre. One of North America's fastest growing ports has a new facility. A year after breaking ground, Americold has opened their new import-export hub at Port St. John. By July, these shelves in the more than 200,000 square foot cold storage facility will be filled. On them will be mostly frozen food products like potatoes, vegetables, and seafood.
It allows for product to be imported and exported directly into Port St. John rather than having to maybe come in to, say, the Port of Philadelphia and then have to go through all the type of cross-border customs-related processes. It's a solution that should be faster, it should be cheaper, it should be greener than anything else that was available previously.
We really view it as a long-term play, and that it can be another tool to attract a container line that doesn't necessarily call on St. John today.
Port St. John says the new cold storage facility adds tremendous value to their growing gateway as our country continues to look for new trading markets outside of the U.S. The facility brings with it upwards of 100 new jobs to the waterfront. Well, you know it's summer when the local strawberries are finally out. CTV's Vanessa Wright has more on how this year's crop is shaping up.
It's the first week of summer, which means fresh fruits are ripening. In Great Village, Nova Scotia, one of the province's largest strawberry farms has gotten off to a slow start.
So far the season's about 7 days late. It's a little bit late, but I'm still optimistic that the season's going to be okay.
Lucky for them, Mother Nature has been cooperating.
So with the rainfall that we've had so far, it hasn't been too much, to be honest with you. It's been, in my opinion, just the right amount. The
ideal combination to get these sweet strawberries that are almost always in popular demand this time of year.
Well, everybody's always excited when the strawberry harvest starts. There's always a big demand.
Masstown Market gets all its berries from Millen Farms, a decades-long commitment to supporting local.
Strawberries are probably the #1 produce item between, as far as the dollar value and the number of units you sell between now and September, probably, yeah.
Back at Millen Farms, peak strawberry season starts on the 1st of July. If all goes well, they'll be harvesting until October.
It's hard to say what will happen later in the summer months, but I think it'll be okay. Everybody's pretty interested in Canadian products and supporting their own country, so hopefully we can keep up that momentum.
Vanessa Wright, CTV News, Great Village, Nova Scotia.
Well, strawberry fields forever there.
Looks good. Love to go.
Oh
yeah.
Any
Bring back the memories.
Yeah, and any excuse to go to the Masstown Market.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, did you know that this week we are, well, I'm going to actually pop right into community calendar. We had a little story, but you know what? Don't have time for that. So we're going to get right to community calendar. Yeah.
All right. We'll talk about some events taking place this week. So Pops NB is a week-long celebration of musical excellence put on by Systema NB throughout Moncton. From June 23rd until the 26th, there will be a pop-up performances, I should say, a free community barbecue and a free concert. You can come out and enjoy the magic of music. For a full breakdown, head to Systema NB's website or Facebook page. Anne of Green Gables, the musical, takes the stage in Charlottetown later this week. Starting June 25th, head to the Confederation Center of the Arts to see PEI's iconic redhead on stage this summer. To learn more about the performance and to purchase tickets, head over to their website. And you can come out and celebrate Italian cuisine and culture in Halifax. The Gusto Italian Food and Wine Festival kicked off yesterday and runs until the 28th. You can enjoy Italian-themed dinners, cheese and wine pairings, and there will be cooking classes and so much more. For a full breakdown, head over to their website. And if you do have an upcoming event, please send us the details. We'd love to promote it. Your Morning Atlantic at ctv.ca.
All right, and we're going to have another break here. When we return, Latavia has the latest look at the forecast. That's just ahead in the last 20 minutes of Your Morning Atlantic.
Welcome back. The time now is 8:43. Here's a live look at St. John, New Brunswick. 13 degrees starting off your day. Cloudy, foggy. As you can see, the ferry is just starting to dock. We are expecting rain at times heavy to move in, so something to keep in mind when you are heading out early this morning. Weather is brought to you by Cummins Trusted Home Standby Generators. 13 degrees to start your day in Halifax, 15 right now in Charlottetown, 14 degrees in Fredericton, 16 in Labrador City, with 14 degrees over in Gander. Sunshine across Newfoundland this morning, and we are holding on to a bit of sunshine for parts of the Maritime region, but for the most part, a cloudy, foggy start to your day with wet weather starting to move in for parts of New Brunswick into the southern region of Nova Scotia. A chance of showers for parts of Labrador as well today, and then this system will continue to travel east across all three Maritime provinces into the evening, making its way over to Cape Breton Island. Also going to see wet weather move in for Newfoundland, bringing rain their way. If you're wondering about rainfall totals, we are going to see accumulation with the system as well. Heaviest being 30 to 40 millimeters for the central and southern region of New Brunswick into mainland Nova Scotia, and the eastern region looking at around 20 to 30 millimeters of precipitation, 10 to 20 across Prince Edward Island. For Labrador City, looking at 5 to 10 millimeters and 2 to 5 millimeters for parts of Newfoundland. Here's a look at our forecast today for New Brunswick. Daytime highs will range from 16 degrees in Grand Manan up to 20 degrees in Bathurst. Rain at times heavy moves in across the province today with a risk of thunderstorms. Wind gusts getting up to 40. For Prince Edward Island, starting off the day with sunshine and a chance of showers. Rain moves in this afternoon with highs between 16 to 19 degrees. And then for Cape Breton, eastern Nova Scotia, we are going to start off the day with a chance of showers, transitioning over to rain late this afternoon. A risk of thunderstorms for eastern Nova Scotia, and daytime highs between 14 to 21 degrees, being the warmest into Cheticamp. For the rest of Nova Scotia, rain will move in as well with a risk of thunderstorms. Highs will range from 15 degrees in Bridgewater up to 20 degrees in Digby. Wind also picking up for this part of the province out of the southeast, 20 gusting to 40. For Labrador City, looking at mainly cloudy skies today, a chance of showers this afternoon, around a 60% chance of it happening. Periods, a risk of thunderstorms as well. So for St. John's, Newfoundland, 14 degrees, lots of sunshine. Periods of rain moves in this evening. Wet weather starts off the day for Wednesday, a chance of showers into the afternoon for parts of the Maritime region. For Newfoundland, holding on to some steadier rainfall, becoming quite heavy into early Thursday morning. For the Maritime region, sunshine will return and temperatures actually will warm up. Crystal.
Grass growing weather for all those who've planted sod. All right, summer vacation is here or soon will be here for many students across Atlantic Canada. If you're looking for some fun, easy and inexpensive ways to mark the last days of classes, our friend and East Coast Mommy content creator Gina Bell is here to help. So we welcome her this morning. Hi, Gina.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning to you. All right, the last day of school or grading day is a big deal for a lot of students. And I know your boys are getting a bit older, but you do have some traditions that have been a part of your family for a while.
Yes, I think my favorite tradition is that I've always done a last day of school finish line. So I just grab a roll of this paper and some Sharpies, and I write grade primary finish line or grade 12 finish line and tape it across my doorway. And when they get home from school, they can run through the finish line.
What? Just like a race? Oh, that's a great idea. Oh, I've always wanted to tear through a finish line. What a great idea. Oh my gosh, look at your boys. They've been doing this for a while.
Yes.
That's awesome. You have 3 boys. Do you set up 3 separate finish lines so they can each take a turn crashing through, or do they all go at the same time?
No, I just do one.
Oh my gosh. So it's actually a race. It's very competitive in the Bell household. I love this. Okay. All right. Tell us about another tradition in your household.
So a lot of people do grading gifts. I was never really big on like a big grading gift, but I like to give something that they can do for the summer, kind of set up for the summer. So one of the things is to give gift cards. This is just a go for ice cream gift card. So that's something that we can do during the summer. We usually do a summer checklist. When they were little, they were little things. We used to have like 50 little things. As they got older, it's more like go to a local restaurant, visit some ice cream shops, that kind of thing. Or I always gave books. It can be just if the kids like to read, it can be just a book that they will read over the summer, or you can give a book like how to make cookies, and it can be something that they learn over the summer.
I like this.
The other thing that we do as a tradition is we always go to the same ice cream place and get ice cream on the last day of school. And I take pictures. So over the years, you can see all of the boys, how they've grown and how they've changed. And everybody likes ice cream.
How nice. Oh, that's such a beautiful tradition. We have a graphic to show that showcases some traditions in the Bell household. We're just going to let the control room pull that up, and you can speak to it when it comes. Looks like they're just pulling it up now. In any case, I really love the idea of you giving the boys these gifts that will enable them to have activities. There it is. So this is a close-up of your ice cream over the years.
So that's every year. We go to the same place. During COVID, we had to just go through the drive-through and eat in our car. But it's something that we always did together.
It's a great idea because it's the memories that you build together, and this tradition too of them crashing through the finish line tape is so fun. Okay, you mentioned gifts. I know you have some suggestions for grading day gifts. Please do share.
Yeah, so these are gifts that kids can bring to the friends in their class. So they spend all year with these kids, and it's just kind of a nice way to end the year. One thing is to just get little trinkets from the dollar store and add a cute little tag. So you can buy these freezies at the dollar store, and I have tags on my blog you can download for free, or you can make your own. It says, "It was cool having you in my class. Have a good summer." I have these fun little reusable straws that you can get, and it says, "Sip, sip, hooray, it's my last day." And this one I think is really fun. I grab ice cream cones from the dollar store and some kind of little ball. I like these little splash balls that you can use instead of water balloons, and add a little tag that says, "Have a sweet day." Or I also have little tags that say, "I had a ball having you in my class."
So fun.
And
oh my
it's
gosh.
kind of, some of the classes have allergy issues, so it's fun to have some non-edible options too.
Perfect. And I know that you've got a couple of suggestions for teachers' gifts. I'm all ears because this can be challenging sometimes to think of something creative.
Yes. So my mom is a teacher, and she always has told me that the number one thing that teachers like to get is a handwritten note from a teacher or a student. It means a lot. It doesn't cost anything. My mom still has notes. She's retired now. She still has notes from past students that she'll bring out and show.
Aww.
But if you want to get an actual gift, it's good to get something that teachers can use. So one thing I like to do is to bake something. So this is a little play on a book that I used to read with my kids. If you give a mouse a cookie, so this is, if you give a teacher a cookie, she'll want a coffee to go with it. Make some homemade cookies. You can use the if you give a teacher a cookie tag, or you can just use these little tags that say a sweet treat for a sweet teacher. Pop in a gift card for coffee, and your teacher has cookies and coffee.
I love it. Gina, that is all the time we have, but I am familiar with that book and its sister book, Give a Moose a Muffin. Just the way that Moose holds the muffin in his little hooves, it's worth it. Thank you so much. We love your ideas, Gina.
Thank you.
All right, have a great day. We're going to take a little break. It's 8:51. When we come back in about 2 minutes' time, we'll wrap up our show and hear about the stores that you want to spend all your money in locally. That's just in a few minutes' time. See you then. Always been.
We're just talking about like the AC is strong in here.
Yeah. And I run hot
today.
Fiery redheads. I'll keep you warm, ladies. Just gather round. Gather round. Their heads are ice cold as ice. Oh my gosh.
But our hearts are warm.
That is true. That is true.
Let's show you the answers to the Moon Morning Chat. We're talking about if you could spend all your money at one local store, like unlimited, what would it be and why? So shout out to local. Let's start with Newfoundland. Justin from Conception Bay South says Doughby's Bakery here in Conception Bay South, Newfoundland. I looked it up. It does look delicious.
I'm headed there right now. I will not be here for the end of the show.
Hello. Up next, I agree with Chelsea, and I almost said this one too. Selby's Bunker Coffee and Gifts in Cole Harbour. They make their own frappuccinos just like at Starbucks. Plus, they have a gift store. It is the cutest.
That sounds incredible.
I've heard great things about Selby's Bunker.
Great staff, really nice people. They've expanded their parking lot, and they're actually getting a second location too.
Nice. I got to check it out.
It's its own thing, Selby's Bunker. Like whatever they've got going on there, it's exactly what people want.
100%. Get a treat there. Go to the Salt Marsh Trail.
Nice.
Win-win. Next up, we have Candace. For us, it's food places. We'll drive out of our way to visit our faves. Kay's Cozy Corner in Sydney has the best homemade food, especially their burgers. Unfortunately, they're closing at the end of the month after 30 years. So you'll have to go there while you can.
I will go there.
Next best place is Betty's. Oops. Moved on to the next one. She said next best place was Betty's Kitchen.
Okay, I love places like that. I will be going to both.
Sharon says Boutique by the Sea on Montague Street in Lunenburg sells unique, comfortable clothing designed by the owner. Wow. I add a couple of pieces every year to my growing wardrobe. Wow. The staff and owners make you feel super welcome and treat you like special guests.
Okay, I need to check that out.
It's a green store. It's like you've got a green exterior.
Oh, okay.
But homemade, like actually like handmade clothing by the owners, like designed by the owner.
Sign me up.
Yeah. Hello. Next up, we have Peter, who says the Painted Pineapple in Moncton. It's impossible to walk in without finding something you love, from fusion mineral paint for your next DIY project to luxury linen clothing, beautifully curated home decor and unique gifts. Every corner is filled with inspiration. Shop's known for its carefully selected goods, creative spirit, and focus on quality, ethical, and sustainable product.
I'm sold.
Yeah, Painted Pineapple. Bring it on. We love it.
That's a fun name, right?
Absolutely. That's all the time we have today on this busy show. Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts. We will be taking a little break, but joining us at 6 a.m. tomorrow will be the beginning of our Wednesday show. Halfway through the week already, people.
Wow, already, eh?